Okay, once again, y'all, today's class, Yah explains the size of the north. Also want to send shouts out to that Sister Stacy Young, and also to our nephew Young Ben, and also to that our Quincy Youngblood. Shouts out to you, bro. Let's get at it, y'all. So we're gonna get right to it. Elisha, can you give me a description? I got one missing. Elisha, maybe.
Yeah, I'll take one.
We just want to just get a definition of the North Pole, or what the scripts consider the North Gate in the design of planet Earth. Paradise, y'all, technically is in the north area, protected from any evil entity entering into it. So, y'all, we want to get all that clear today, so we won't have no conflicts. And not only that, but the North Pole is considered a no time zone. It's where 24 time zones collide, and neither one of them you can get like a full day or a week. It's like non-existent, so to speak, that time don't move. So y'all, it's almost like the temperature scale that they call Kelvin. You know, it means absolute zero. You know, now my name is Kelvin. I hate that, you know, from that perspective. But it means absolute zero. Nothing is moving, no molecules or nothing. When you go Kelvin scale, everything is froze solid, completely in the state that it is. That's why they find a lot of mammoth elephants with food still in there.
Frozen in time.
Frozen in time, absolutely. Chewing on a sandwich and you were froze solid. Too bad, why you looking like that? Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, you had that look like, boy. I'm about to reboot again. So y'all, let's get right to it. Elisha, what you got over there for as far as the north?
It says, have several definitions. One, either of the two locations, North Pole or South Pole, on the surface of the earth, or of a celestial object.
Of a what?
Celestial object.
So we're talking about the heavens. Go ahead.
Which are the northern and southern ends of the axis of rotation. Either of the 2 points at which the axis of a sphere intersects its surface. Plural noun.
A sphere, you mean circular.
Circular.
Okay.
Ball.
Yeah.
A fixed point to which other points or lines are referred. The origin of polar coordinates, or the point of which a line or curve is a polar.
Yeah.
Then we go down. The North Pole is at the northernmost point of the earth, while the South Pole is at the southernmost point. The area around the North and South Poles is very cold, but the area around the equator is very warm. The North Celestial Pole is the point in which the sky, about which all the stars seen from the northern hemisphere.
What do?
Rotate.
And they sing. You said, what does it say? They sing.
It says this is the point in the sky about which all the stars seen from the northern hemisphere rotate. The North Star, also called Polaris, is located almost exactly at this point in the sky.
So you see that the North Star is what guides us a lot to safety, or where you're looking for freedom, so to speak. That North Star would guide you to certain places. But what Elijah was speaking of is the celestial point that blocks any way up to that point until all has been fulfilled. And this started with the war in heaven.
This definition may give you more on that. Broadly, the corresponding point of a celestial body such as a planet, the zenith of the heavens as viewed from the north terrestrial pole, of a magnet, that pole that points toward the north when the magnet is freely suspended.
So why they may be blocking everybody from experiencing what's going on at the North Pole is because of what they're attempting to try to do to get into the heavens. So it's a mirror image. When you have the same thought process that Lucifer had, just picture him up in the heavens part trying to block or find that way through the upper north. The only creation of the Most High that ever entered into that realm was the Holy Spirit and the Messiah. There's 3 that bear record in heaven. There's 3 that bear record beyond the way of the north, or the gate of the north. Nobody else is getting through there. And that gate of the north will come back to earth in what's called the New Jerusalem. That's where it's being prepared. That's the way it's being blocked. You cannot get to it. And that's why a lot of them is trying to do things in Antarctica to try to find the way up, because they're being led by the devil. This is the way you take. This is the shortcut. Whatever other situation they be telling you about, it has nothing to do with why they're blocking it and attempting to keep everyone else from finding that way, because they're looking at it as a control of the earth, of planet Earth. If we get control and lock on that, then we control how righteousness moves. So y'all, we dealing with supernatural wickedness in high places. If y'all truly understand that they're trying to block the separation of communication between the heavens and earth, and they'll do it just to make sure that they keep earth on lock and under control. If you're saying the earth is flat, then we still need to get past that point of why they don't want you to know that. How does that change anything about planet Earth or the second coming if it's flat? What does that do? How does that change anything? Because it ain't going to change the temperature. Right. So y'all, with that, we're going to get right to it. We're going to start off in the book of Enoch, and then we're going to get right into the Bible. But we have to deal with an individual who was translated to move through those realms, a seed of Adam, so to speak, whose flesh was changed to immortality to allow him to journey up. And there was only a certain realm he could go past. Remember, the devil couldn't get past that. The Messiah is the only one that's been past the sides of the north or through that north gate. And that's why he said, give me back the glory I had before the world was. No other creation ever was able to excel or to be exalted or to be raised to that level of the size of the north. You have to be in pure righteousness, pure light, pure understanding.
They say that the north, some other information about it, says, there's one that says, why can't we go to the North Pole? It says the North Pole sits on drifting ice.
What is it on?
Drifting ice.
Yes, sir.
It's difficult and expensive for scientists and explorers to study. There isn't land or a place for permanent facilities, making it difficult to set up equipment.
It's difficult because you know why? The average temperature is 60 below zero. All freezes at about a certain temperature. That all won't move. What you got over there?
Where was that area where they put that flag at?
What flag?
They put an American flag.
Oh, what we're talking about is staying there.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, no.
You can't stay. I mean, you can get there and then, but you have to burn out.
But you can't live there.
It says
it's not habitable. Just like the moon is 328 degrees below zero.
Then it says it has a solar radiation field.
Yeah.
They said that you can't even fly over the North Pole. It says because of the polar navigation, solar radiation. No solar radiation is reflected by the Earth's magnetic field. At the poles, however, the field converges into the Earth, allowing solar radiation and opening into the atmosphere.
And a lot of times when they show you, like we went and got moon rocks. No, because of where the North Pole is located, you have a lot of debris that falls from the heavens. It'll fall in Antarctica and around the North Pole. So they just go there and collect, and then they say we got it from the moon. But it's just debris that's falling to the earth, and it falls there more than anywhere else on planet Earth. The heavens fall and they drop, I should say, items from the celestial realm into that North Pole area, and they just go there and collect them and bring it back and say we've been up there. So y'all have to understand that that if y'all looked that up right now, or moon rocks found in Antarctica or the North Pole, and you're gonna get a whole nother study on that where they truly get moon rocks from.
They say it experiences 6 months a day.
6 months what?
A day.
A day.
And 6 months a night of night.
So what we're talking about is hard for any life, because you can't grow any plants. You can't sustain life. No animals, a cow, they can't follow the normal standard of spring, summer, winter, and fall, it ain't there. So that's technically a block, so to speak. It's like when every Superman movie you ever watch, or supernatural movies, everywhere you look, Superman's daddy or whoever daddy, you have to get through ice. It's almost like his throne, you go through an ice castle, so to speak. I don't care what movie it is, when you show Superman up on high, it's like they're sitting on ice thrones. And that's no coincidence or the figment of someone's imagination. It's what they read and how they're trying to put themselves in a position to say, we know what's going on. But they still tell the truth, because they say Superman has a flaw. And he has an Achilles tendon, so to speak, an area that you could render him powerless, where you can't do the Messiah like that. You know, there's no area where you could render him powerless. The devil already tried it in Matthew 4, where he tempted him for 40 days. And he couldn't break through. So y'all, we ain't gonna belabor it anymore. We're gonna get right to the questions. If you don't have the book of Enoch, y'all, let's use these smartphones like these youngsters.
Yes, sir.
And you'll get the library brought to you. That's a total difference, y'all. See, that's why the tree of good and evil, the cell phone, is like that. It's good because you can actually FaceTime a relative in a whole nother country in real time and see your people, versus having to write a letter, or we're going to try to get there in the next 5 years or something to visit you. You actually can visit, see your grandchildren. You could join in at any reunion. Just say Emo missed the Passover. We join them in with this, which makes it a good thing. Now the bad side of that, or the evil side of the phone, is you can also bring up all the wickedness on this earth. How to conjure and how to bring up demons, how to chant, how to mislead people, how to scam, how to trick yourself into believing you can commit a crime and it ain't being tracked. Everything's being tracked. Every time you Google how to commit murder and get away with it, it's tracked.
Yep.
What you got, bro?
You know what's really impressive is, like, I remember days when we had to bad service in areas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drop calls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so good now. I mean, I can drive from the East Coast to the West Coast, in the mountains, down in the valley, and never drop a call.
You know where else they ain't dropping a call? In the Amazon jungle, where pygmies at. Now they got on a grass skirt and no drawers, and they got a cell phone.
They got a sales thing.
And it's got a charge.
And it's got a charge and a signal. They getting it somewhere that where everybody on planet Earth is on this grid. Now most iPhones, because technically they were the first big giant iPhone, they call Apple iPhone, and there's always a byte out of the apple. On every iPhone there's a byte out of it, because they're trying to make you think back to the Garden of Eden, where it say Eve ate the apple, so to speak. But apple ain't found in the word Genesis. But it's just to bring you back to that point, because we're talking about the tree of good and evil. And look, all of these phones and technology is brought through using hallucinogenics. This guy that did this was on mushrooms and LSD. Albert Einstein was on LSD. So they bust that pineal gland open to get up into the realms. But guess what it only gonna do? It's only gonna teach you destruction. Because look, Albert Einstein, to hit the atom, to split the atom, it says a golf ball size of that energy, if it was used correctly, would light New York up for the next 50 years. Just a golf ball size, free of charge to everybody that lived in New York, just a golf ball size. But what he did it for was to create nuclear warheads that will kill everybody on planet Earth, and it makes him God, because technically he's saying, as long as I can do this right here, I'm God. I can destroy your life. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care who you worship. I can push this button, and we're going to really see if you love your God, because if that nuclear bomb hit, we're going to what's called a nuclear winter. They will create what they call an ice age. And nothing can move when the sun don't send heat on Earth. It's going to plunge below zero, and who can survive the winter? Pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Yo, cold is cold. I don't know. Some people say they like cold.
Sheep.
But I don't think they, but I don't think they experiencing what cold is.
Get a hot flash.
Yeah, look here, you get, like you say, you get a hot flash, you don't want none of that North Pole cold no more.
Right.
You like, give me back that flash.
On a consistent.
On the consistency, yeah, give me. Who, LC, what you got? Sorry, LC.
Is that the forbidden knowledge they was talking about, knowledge of good and evil?
Is that what?
The forbidden knowledge he was talking about.
The forbidden
The knowledge.
knowledge?
Yeah.
Well, no, no knowledge has ever been forbidden. That's the term that the nations use. The Most High said, I want you to know everything. I'm going to tell you everything. He told us about those ways of everything. They make it to the point that they say it's forbidden. It is forbidden for you to bust through that zone to see the face of the Most High. That's what's forbidden. See, so when it comes from the devil, he wanted to go to that level. Remember, he was already in heaven. And he said, I want to go up there, though. I want to see beyond the ice wall and see the Father. I want to see him for myself. He created me, why I can't see him? You know, so that's what they consider forbidden is what God tells you, no, I'm not going to let you see my face, not in your dying flesh. Adam could see me, but not in that dying flesh. Once Adam and Eve sinned and this flesh started dying, I don't care what diet you get on, you are facing the death penalty. Austin Lane going to have you sooner or later, and you're going to be full of embalming fluid. I don't care if you're 100 years old, I don't care if you're 115, the funeral home going to get you.
Yeah,
Until we get back to immortality.
guaranteed.
Guaranteed, like. So y'all, let's get right at it. We're in the book of Enoch.
Got a question.
Go ahead, what you got, Enoch?
So Einstein actually was not,
Look.
actually Einstein, he had worked at a copyright place. So he stole most of his ideas, they really weren't his.
Right.
So when people say Einstein,
Well, his wife was a medium. So that's what we're talking about. She was a witch. So that's where he got, but what we're still talking about is his ideas coming from the dark side.
Right.
Whether it came through his wife and he got it, but he was a mathematician at another level. So we don't want to take that from him. We just want to take how the medium made him use
the dark side,
his knowledge. Instead of preserving life and making life easy, he used it to, just like that CERN machine that they're trying to open a portal up with now over in Switzerland. That machine has nothing to do about saving life. It's about let us see what's in the other outside this world that we know. The dark side. We want to just see it. We just want to peep at it. Well, you can't handle it. You can't handle what's here on earth.
Right.
How you gonna peep into the dark side? What you got over there, 2x before we get rolling?
Yeah, Tobiah in the chat got a question. He asked, scroll back to it. What is the stumbling stone or rock of offense in Zion spoken of in Romans chapter 9, 32 and 33?
Not accepting the Most High let's say the Messiah as the Savior of the world. That's the stumbling block. They fight against it, so it's a stumbling. It's what Paul had on the road to Damascus. It's kicking against the pricks.
Right.
You know, you're trying to give everything and saying, the Father, I don't have to go through an intercessor. But you accept Moses and you accept prophets and different things, but you won't accept the Son of God. So that's the stumbling block that Israel refused to accept. That's Paul's whole mission to the Pharisees who were Israelites. Some don't believe in the supernatural and some don't believe, like it's saying in the New Testament, or the Messiah. So that's the stumbling block that Israel, because Christ is the volume of the book. It's written, everything. He was created, he's the first creation, and then everything else after him was created by him and the Father and Holy Spirit. So he was in on the rest of the creation of the world. So he is the volume of the book. Christ was the tree of life that was in the Garden of Eden. He was the one giving Adam and Eve their instructions. He's the one in New Jerusalem that will be given, said the tree of life will be there. So we have to understand what he is. He's the tree of life and is the tree of good and evil there also. It was good at one time and then Lucifer failed. But it says what we're going to get into this Enoch, it's going to say he lost none of his intelligence. It's just like anybody that has a gift for singing, because you go on the dark side, you don't lose that gift. Right. You just use that gift to sing wickedness now.
That's right.
See, it would be different if you lost your gift when you went to the dark side. But you don't lose your gift. because it's free will. So that you can look back and loathe in yourself and say the gift of God I was using for wickedness. It's the reason they always go to the church to get singers and bring them into the worldly and say, you've been singing about God, not sing how you want to be the, what's Betty Wright? The makeup woman. What was her name?
Cleanup woman.
The cleanup woman, yeah. You know, so you sing about being the cleanup woman now in that same voice. And let's see how many records we can save.
Right.
See, it don't change. Like if Floyd Mayweather found out that he was an Israelite, it wouldn't change his boxing skills. He's not going to go, he still can lose about, but what it does, it'll explain to him why my shoulder roll is so good.
That's right.
Why I have the gift and my reflexes are above any other nation, and why we run the 100-yard dash in less than 10 seconds. That's what it'll explain. But wickedness don't change that. Wickedness just means that you'll take the gift of God and use it for dirt. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Is that good too, bad? We can roll?
Yes, sir. I asked him to answer this question. I haven't got a response yet.
Yes, sir. Enoch chapter 76 and 77. For anybody that don't have it, y'all just listen up or read along. And look, make notes on any piece of paper that you say, I got to go back and look at this because I didn't have the book of Enoch. And Enoch is mentioned in the Bible, is mentioned in the book of Jude, and all throughout Genesis is also mentioned in the book of Joshua. So it's a good book to use as long as everything in the book of Enoch goes from Genesis to Revelation. It cannot go outside of that.
Is it the first, second, or third book?
First book. And any book that we use outside the Bible, I can tell us to use the book of Joshua. It has to start at Adam and it has to end at New Jerusalem. No book can go outside of that. What you got, bro?
One more question. Kevin Jenkins just asked, can satellites fly over the North Pole?
Can satellites do what?
Fly over the North Pole?
I don't know. We're going to have to ask NASA that.
According to...
Yeah, they can if they go up 300 miles.
Right, because the satellites are further up than a plane.
Yeah.
It just says that planes and aircraft can't go over it.
Okay.
But a satellite
class, bro.
which is
Gotta hit you
positioned
back.
way a lot further, probably can. But they say, however, if you look up Google Maps, the North Pole is not on it.
Well, this the deal. If they can fly over, what we're talking about is a satellite able to see all of planet Earth.
Yeah.
It can drill down and see anything. It can see hurricanes forming. Don't nobody question a hurricane forming that they show you finna hit Florida.
Right.
It shows you circling and they tell you exactly where it's finna hit. It has to be up high enough to be above the storm.
Right.
It can't be in the midst of the storm. Planes, they have to go above the storm or turbulence will bring the plane down. They say we're going to rise up above the storm. And look, it's sunny up there and it's cloudy. And then when they say we're finna make our descent, they get right back into the storm. So yeah, they got the technology to go up that high. The book of Obadiah told us, though you set your nest among the stars. And the U.S. space station is a nest because Russia and China and the United States dock there at that nest. They don't go above it. Now think about it. They say they at war here on Earth, all them three nations. But when they get up to that nest, they work together.
Right.
Why is that? See, and also they have a thing called MAD, Mutual Assured Destruction.
Yeah,
this is
say-
a contract signed by the superpowers, America, China, Israel, and Russia. They signed something called the MAD Agreement, Mutual Assured Destruction. If you launch a nuke, we're going to launch one, and then planet Earth will be done. There'll be no other existence on planet Earth. So we have to agree, once we go nuclear, we've all decided that we're going to end life on planet Earth. Can y'all look that up? The MAD document. MAD.
Talking about shooting nukes on Ukraine now or something?
Well, they just talking it. It's just noise right now. But
now.
the only superpower that ever dropped nuke was America.
Yes, sir.
They dropped it twice, and one for good measure because they had surrendered, and they dropped another one on. But that was only hydro
Right.
nuclear.
Yeah.
Right now we have what's called thermal. And what that means is a brief size case nuclear bomb is equal to 250 of what they dropped on Japan. I want y'all to think about that. A thermos, the thermos in a lunchbox, One of those is equal to 250 of what they dropped on Japan and knocking your socks off. 250 to 1. What you got, Elisha? We got to get caught up. What you got, Elisha?
just go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, speak the piece, Elisha. That's very important.
I was looking at, the brother was asking, can the satellites go over?
Yeah.
Now, there's one that's saying satellites can orbit Earth's equator or go over Earth's north and south poles or anything in between. Then there's another one that says no, a geostation orbit must be in the plane of the Earth's equator. And it says to retain a synchronous orbit as the Earth revolves around the sun during the year, the orbit must precess about the Earth at the same rate, which is not possible if the satellite passes directly over the pole.
Well, the only problem about that is they're saying the Earth is rotating.
Yeah.
The scripts say the Earth don't move. It sets still, and the sun rises and sets.
Right.
Ain't no going around. So that's the first thing we got to clear up. Ain't no rounding of the Earth. It says the sun and the moon sets, rises in the east and sets in the west.
Right. So
if that was the case, like not to cut you off,
Go ahead.
then we would have all 4 seasons in the North Pole.
Right.
And the South Pole, but we don't. If it went around, it would finally get around to the north side and warm that up too. Right. But east and west, it rises and sets, north and south. That's why they're saying they're the coldest or hottest points. Right. It's either extremely hot or it's extremely cold. But east and west will experience all 4 seasons with no problem at all, y'all. So that's what we have to first look at, what the Bible say.
Right.
Does it say rotation?
And that's I was going to say, we have to be very careful of the research or the information we get, because some information is going to come from a perspective of a scientist.
Yeah.
And scientists are against Elohim.
They atheists.
They're atheists. So we have to be very careful of the information that we retain about certain subjects, and we have to make sure that the ones that we do obtain correlates with our belief in the scriptures.
Yes, sir. It cannot break ranks. I don't care what a scientist do. That's why they use what's called theory. It's a theory. Right. A theory meaning cannot be proven by fact. Right. Evolution is a theory. Right. We can't prove that humans came from monkeys. It's just a theory. You know, now if you get to the point that where you like to scratching your rear end and throw doo-doo at people, then maybe there may be a connection somewhere there. If you start acting like that, then maybe you have a monkey gene in you. Yes, sir. But you should be as strong as 10 men.
You the monkey.
Right. You should be at least strong as 10 men. Right. If you come from that, because you're losing power if that's evolution. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get it, y'all. We got to get caught up.
Yes, sir.
Enoch chapter 76, and y'all, we're only gonna read a couple, sis. We're gonna get right back in the script so y'all can keep up. But y'all write these down so that you can study them later. But he's got the book of Enoch here. He'll let you read it. It says we're in the 76th chapter.
Okay, thank you.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of First Enoch.
Look with you.
Yeah. Yeah, he may be listening up. Just write them down for him, sis, if you will. Email, and we can talk to him later about it. Yeah, because once we get outside the Bible and get into other books, and I don't know, I ain't never read that in the Bible, but so we won't prove all things. Go ahead.
Chapter 76 and verse 1.
Yeah.
And at the ends of the earth I saw 12 portals.
How many portals?
12 portals. Open to all the quarters of the heaven. From which the winds go out and blow over the earth. 3 of them are open on the face, the east of the heaven. And 3 in the west.
Right.
And 3 on the right, the south of the heavens. And 3 on the left, the north. And the 3 first are those of the east, and 3 are of the north, and 3 of the south, and 3 of the west. Through 4 of these come winds of blessing and prosperity. And from those 8 come hurtful winds.
What kind of winds?
Hurtful winds. When they are sent, they bring destruction on all the earth, and on the water on it, and on all who dwell thereon, and on everything which is in the water and on the land.
So we see that it says those three that bring trouble is evil winds, that when he say, I'm gonna have to correct y'all bad behavior, y'all gonna get a tornado this evening. It's the only way he cleans up bad behavior, because it's the only way he make everybody bow. It's like when we was in grade school, before we knew anything, we went to church, but why would they make you get on the knees and put your head like this and bow? See, it forcing everything, even animals lay down, they bow down. When a storm comes through, you don't even bow down like that. When they say a nuclear bomb may go off, or it may be that, they don't ask you to bow down, but when they know this is the power of God moving on mankind, whether you believe it or not, get in a prostrate position so he'll have mercy. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
And the first wind from those portals, called the east wind, comes out through the first portal which is in the east, inclining toward the south. Desolation, drought, heat, and destruction come out from it. And through the second portal in the middle comes what is fitting, and rain, and fruitfulness, and prosperity, and dew comes from it.
So it's saying everything you need to survive. Prosperity and dew is the water of heaven, so to speak, on earth. Go ahead.
And through the third portal, which lies toward the north, come cold and drought.
What comes from the north portal?
Cold and drought.
See, and this is why earth being in a mirror image of the heavens, that's why cold and drought is in our north. Can't nothing grow there. You ain't gonna find no trees there. You ain't gonna find no something. And if it was, somebody took it there and they were froze solid within there, but ain't no habitations. You know, that where families live there and generations live with, on the average, 60 below zero. And the reason they fly planes in at 12 noon and they have to be gone by 2 p.m. or the engine will freeze.
They say it's only 2 months that they can do that.
It's only 2 months that they can do that, exactly, because all will freeze.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
And after these, the south winds come out through three portals. Through the first portal of them inclining to the east, a hot wind comes out. And through the middle portal next to it, fragrant smell, and dew, and rain, and prosperity, and health come out.
And see, it's talking about the east, like where Jerusalem is. Help come from Jerusalem, and prosperity come from Jerusalem. That's why Isaiah said in the second time, look toward the hills from where our help coming from. Look toward Jerusalem. That's why we're to turn toward Jerusalem 3 times a day, no matter where we at on planet Earth. If you're in Russia, that's the north, you turn to the south, because Jerusalem is south of you, or the other way around. But we just happen to be in the west, so we turn east. Now, what if you're in Jerusalem? Which way do you turn? See, it all depends on what side of the temple you're on. If the temple is what its wall is, then you're turning west, because you're looking that way. If you're on this side, you may be looking east. You understand? It all depends on what side you're facing the temple and which way you look. If the sun come up like here and you right here, and Jerusalem right here, you're looking west. If you over here, Jerusalem right here, and the sun come up over here, you're looking east. That makes sense, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Let's get some more.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
And through the third portal lying to the west, dew and rain, locust and desolation come out. And after these, the north winds. From the seventh portal in the east come dew and rain, locusts and desolation. And from the middle portal, health and rain and dew and prosperity come in a direct direction.
See, and we're talking about the middle because, look, Jerusalem is the navel of planet Earth. So it's in the middle, just like the human body, the navel is in the middle. All of your immune system is in your stomach, in your navel. The umbilical cord is hooked to your navel, how you fed by your mother while you're in the room. So Jerusalem is a supernatural location. Whoever controls Jerusalem controls the world. That's why I don't care what religion it is, they say we got to get control of Jerusalem because it's supernatural powers there. If we get control of it, we control the world. Who's in Jerusalem right now? Who we would call the Edomites or the white Jews? They control planet Earth because they control America. You understand? Who's supplying them with weapons to fight Gaza? America. Even though America is a superpower, it's in debt to the rulers of Jerusalem. The Romans ruled it at one point. We ruled it at one point, and we were so wicked in our homeland that we got sent here. Because we're the chosen people and we're doing more wickedness than anybody on planet Earth. So he sent us to a nation that we could see ourselves in the mirror. That's why we have to acknowledge the sins of our forefather, because if you don't, you're going to blame this nation, which is going to lessen God's power like they just decided one day, let's go get them niggas and bring them here and work them to death. No, they didn't have the power to do so.
Right.
We gave them power because we were disobedient, just like we're disobedient today. And they have power over us. Like Romans 13 say, the law ain't for the righteous man. It's just for the evil. You don't have to be worried about what this nation do. Yeah, you can get caught up on a free case or something like that. But that's happens, and those are things that could come upon you. But evil, because something as simple as the police pull you over and you ain't got your seatbelt on and you doing this and try to click it in. It's only $10, but you know that's what they usually charge you. But the fact that you know I'm not supposed to be behind the wheel without this on. It ain't like they making me do it to bring down the control. What they're doing, they're saying if you hit something head on, you going through the windshield. We care about your life that much. But you look at it and say, who in the hell gonna tell me how I can wear my seatbelt? I bought this car. I paid the note. I can drive like I want to drive. I can kill myself if I want to.
That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. That
But look, when the law get behind you, you know what the law is and you do this. It's just like anybody else when they put bait car in your neighborhood. And you drive off, soon as you see the police behind you, say it's your auntie car. See, the law kicks back in on what right and wrong is, because you knew ain't nobody just gonna have a car parked in your driveway with keys in it and is running and got a license plate and they ain't registered to your house or you. You know damn well that car ain't no gift.
Right.
It ain't got no bow on it. It don't say happy birthday, Willie.
Right.
You just willingly take it. And then when you get caught, the law checks in, just like all these bad children we talking about. Once they get to juvenile and get under the bright lights, watch them go back to a child. Can I call my mama? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, it was yes, sir then, but out on the block, miss me with that.
Right.
Man, the hell with your grandmama and your mama. I put two in her head. But as soon as them lights get on you in trouble,
Yes,
please.
Right.
We had one boy ask, can I go home and just be with my girlfriend one day? Like, no, you at home.
Right.
Now there may be a new girlfriend, but it won't be her. Let's get some more.
With that Kool-Aid lipstick.
Boy, let that Kool-Aid lipstick. Uh-oh, boy.
Okay, continuation of verse 11. And through the third portal in the west come clouds, and hoarfrost, and snow, and rain, and dew, and locust. And after these four are the west winds, through the first portal adjoining the north, dew and hoarfrost, and cold, and snow, and frost come out.
So it's saying when the wind goes through a north portal, because it's cold, you get cold air. It's like your refrigerator is a north, you know what I'm saying? So when you open it up, you know, cold air come out. Cold air come out. You understand what I'm saying? Air condition is cold because they recreate what's called freon to give you that ice effect. Versus just a fan in the room that will blow hot air. Just move hot air. You can actually build air conditioners out of a 5-gallon bucket and two L-shaped elbows. You put ice in it or frozen water bottles, put a little small fan on the top and put you a 90 degrees elbow in there. They had a room that was 88 degrees and they put that in there for 15 minutes. It dropped to 57 degrees. But the only problem is you got to have electricity. Or a fan with some some ice. Go ahead, yo. Yes, sir.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
And from the middle portal, dew and rain and prosperity and blessing come out. And through the last portal which adjoins the south.
Go ahead.
Drought and desolation and burning and destruction come out.
But when we keep talking about prosperity coming through, because in the 10th chapter of Daniel, Satan and his angels, his demons, I should say, were blocking prayers from going up. And Michael had to battle for 21 days, 3 weeks, to get Daniel's prayers through. This is how serious this is. That's why we have to have guardian angels and angels that'll help with our prayers that sing. And the angels always take the prayers back to the Most High. This is what they're asking you for, Lord. This is what they're asking for. You just can't get straight through because it's going to be full of lies. And he said he know the heart of men that is desperately wicked. It's wicked to want relief from your bad behavior and you ain't said I'm sorry yet. That's a wicked heart. Yeah, you may mean good, but it's still wicked. You won't acknowledge your transgression. He said, you got to tell me why I should forgive you. Right. You can't just say you know me. Yeah, I know you. I created you. But I created you for righteousness. Now we need to get down to this point. Why you begging me about righteousness and how to get it back? That's what we need to discuss. First, you got to tell me what you did. And that's a problem with us, y'all. It's a problem for any situation is acknowledging my fault first.
Right.
It's always been a problem, y'all. It's going to continue to be a problem. Let's get some more.
Verse 14.
Yeah.
And the 12 portals of the 4 quarters of the heavens are completed with that. And I have shown all their laws.
All their what?
All their laws. And all their plagues. And all their benefactions to you, my son Methuselah.
And this is Enoch talking to his son Methuselah, who was the oldest man on earth, 969 years. But he didn't live one day, which is 1,000 years. If he'd have lived one day, any man lives 1,000 years, he switches over into immortality. That's why if you make the first resurrection, which is 1,000 years, the second resurrection have no power over you because you already into timelessness. You already into eternal life. 1,001 don't set you back. You understand what I'm saying? So if you make the first resurrection with Christ, you don't even have to worry about the final judgment at all. You're in. You're locked in. You're into timelessness. You're into uncorruptible flesh. Let's get some more. Chapter 77. Yes, sir.
Verse 1.
Yeah.
And the first quarter is called the east. Because it is the first.
It is the what?
It is the first.
So y'all understand that why we always go to the east. Go ahead.
And the second, the south. Because the Most High will descend there.
What he gonna do?
He will descend there.
He gonna come through the south. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. There, in quite a special sense, will he who is blessed forever descend. And the west quarter is named the diminished, because all the luminaries of the heavens wane and go down there.
See, and that's why the sun sits in the west. The moon sits in the west. You know, they 12 hour apart. You know, sometimes you catch them both up at the same time, but that's based on the season. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
And the fourth quarter, named the north, is divided into 3 parts. The first of them is for the dwelling of men, and the second contains seas of water, and the abysses, and forests, and rivers, and darkness, and clouds, and the third part contains the garden of righteousness.
What does the third part contain?
The garden of righteousness.
See, that's why Lucifer wanted to get up there. He wanted to get into that kingdom of the north of where the righteousness is located. That's why that gate was blocked by the cherub. Adam and them couldn't get back through there no more. We're going to block it all. And because Lucifer was in there and sin was called in there, the Garden of Eden was taken from heaven. But the Garden of Eden was created before earth was. If you will, give me just a little bit of this Sirach real quick, y'all. Just Wisdom of Solomon 3, I believe it is. Hold on, let me get that. Where's wisdom at? Yeah, we're going to just get this to get a little bit more understanding. No, before the earth ever was, Adam, hold on. Give me a low. Maybe that's second Ezra. I'll tell you how I find it real quick. I got my second.
What is it, you look for?
Looking for the Garden of Eden. Hold on, Garden of Eden. Okay. Maybe okay. Second Ezra 3 and 5. That's what it is. Second Ezra. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it was in chapter 3 of one of them. Second Ezra 3 and 5. But Elisha, back it up, or whoever got it, back it up. Just verse 4, 3, and 5. Okay. Start about verse 4.
Okay.
Second Ezra chapter 3, verse 4.
Okay. Second Ezra chapter 3, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
O Lord, who bearest rule,
Who do what?
bearest rule,
Uh-huh.
thou spakest at the beginning,
When he speak?
in the beginning,
Uh-huh.
thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people, and gavest a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe unto him the breath of life.
Uh-huh.
And he was made living before thee.
Uh-huh.
And thou leddest him into paradise.
Where he get led into?
Paradise,
Uh-huh.
which thy right hand had planted
Uh-huh.
before ever the earth came forth.
Before ever the earth came forth. So even before the earth was pulled out of the water, paradise was already created. And he planted paradise east in the earth. You understand? That's why Jerusalem is in the east, or paradise, you turn toward the east. He planted it. Eden is the whole world. He planted a garden eastward in Eden. And that garden was supernatural. Go ahead. Where we at? Let's get back in that Enoch 77, and we're going to close on out of that. And we're going to get right into the script. We got about a good hour.
We're back in the book of First Enoch, chapter
Help yourself,
77.
Charlie. Anything to eat back there. Anytime you get ready, just go on back. Help yourself. Go ahead.
And we're in verse 4.
Yeah.
I saw 7 high mountains, higher than all the mountains which are on the earth.
Uh-huh.
And there comes out hoarfrost, and days, seasons, and years pass away.
Uh-huh.
I saw 7 rivers on the earth, larger than all the rivers. One of them coming from the west pours its waters into the great sea.
Uh-huh.
And these 2 come from the north to the sea and pour their waters into the Erythraean Sea
Uh-huh.
in the east. And the remaining 4 come out of the side of the north to their own sea.
Uh-huh. Who phone is that? That's sister phone. That must be sister phone. Oh, that's Mr. phone? Yeah.
And the remaining 4
She losing everything.
come out on the side of the north to their own sea.
Right.
2 of them to the Erythraean Sea.
Right.
And 2 into the great sea.
Uh-huh.
And discharge themselves there.
Look, all rivers run into the sea, but yet the sea is not full.
Right.
And all the rivers came out of Jerusalem first and watered the whole earth. You understand? They say 7 rivers there. The river Pison, and it starts the name. Go ahead.
Or into the desert.
Right.
I saw 7 great islands in the sea and in the mainland. 2 in the mainland and 5 in the great sea.
So what we're talking about is why is the north so cold, and what is this avenue, or why we can't get to it. It say it's 7 mountains. You know, you have, like the flat earthers say, that there's mountains surround the whole earth. You know, well, the highest mountain elevation is only a 29,000 feet, Mount Everest. If you're saying a satellite can't go higher than the highest mountain on earth, that's going to be a problem. Unless you're saying the mountains that surrounds Antarctica is 3 times that. Well, a plane climbs to 35,000 feet.
Right.
That's got you way above the mountains. You understand?
That's right.
And not only that, but the Tower of Babel was twice the height of a mountain.
Right.
And they built that. And look, if it was about mountains, climbing up on a mountain to see over at the Tower of Babel, they would have knew that back then.
Yeah.
But Lucifer told them, no. It say the imagination was only evil continually. That's what Lucifer's mind was. Let's go up there and see what's going on, and maybe we can get a better handle on what's happening down here. So, and that's where everybody always talking about, I want to go to heaven. Everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die.
Right.
Die, you'll go.
Right.
Just die. But the only problem is you can't come back and tell us nothing.
No. But see, if you're gonna die, you better die right.
You better die right.
Like where the rich man went.
Look, or you be frozen in time till that day. Let's get some more, y'all. And like I said, what we're doing is just, how does it change prophecy, if anything that they're hiding from us that they don't want to know? Then the easiest thing would have been to do is just to hide the Bible.
Right.
It's the easiest thing to do. You can't keep from out there because, look, Satan can't give you a free case. If you don't know what's going on the north and he say on Judgment Day, well, you should have found out. If some brothers told you that, you should have found. No, that ain't the case. Because at one point we wasn't allowed to read. Get your eyes poked out.
How many people you've gone to school with and watched them fail an open book test?
Yep. I was one of them. Because I was used to looking at Vernon Dozier's open book. I was doing like this. Hey, giving them answers. Because, see, I'm up watching Soul Train all night. And then she popped a quiz on us. I don't care if it's open book. You ain't study. You ain't study. The Bible is an open book test.
Right.
It explains itself. Everything in the Bible explains itself. It's an open book test.
Open book test.
But I'm watching Soul Train and all of that and went to sleep. I ain't trying to study on the bus. How that work? The bus ride is only 15 minutes to the school. It don't work and everybody talking. You can't comprehend nothing. So he fixed me. He fixed me real good. What he did is he slid his paper over like he always do. And I'm writing them down. And then I'm stretching like, you gonna sit? Okay, I'm stretching like, you know, I'm a true straight A student. Ah, yeah. But I'm just waiting around for you other dummies to get through before I leave. And when the results came back, I'm talking about 6 flags over.
Mid-America.
Mid-America. Straight F down there. And and then I looked over his paper, and it was an A so big, boy, I thought it was the Egyptian pyramid at first. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. And he didn't even look. At that point, I never asked him or never blamed him. Just knew he got tired of doing my homework.
Right.
And that's the same way with the Bible. When people keep running the videos or taking shortcuts, they're asking somebody else to study for them. It says, study to show thyself approved. That means study an open book as well. An open book test, you have to study it.
Yes, sir.
Just because the answers is there don't mean you're going to get a free pass. You have to know what to say.
You gotta know where to go.
You have to know where to go.
Because it's like a
You
puzzle.
gotta keep his commandments, the whole duty of man. You won't know that stir if you don't know anything.
That's why he says,
13.
that's why he says here a little, there a little.
There, look.
Line upon line, precept
Line
yes,
upon
sir.
line, precept upon precept. But if you don't even know what a precept is, how are you gonna line it up?
Yes, sir.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have so many religions off of one book.
Right.
How can you have so many different interpretations off one book?
Because that's all it is. Religion is man's interpretation of the Bible.
But you know what it is?
But it's guided by Satan.
It's
Exactly.
religions, is doctrine that's made up without the law of the Most High.
Right. It's guided by
That's the
Satan.
difference because it eliminates Judgment Day.
Right.
When law is removed, it removes Judgment Day. So precept upon precept, when you look at precept, it means rule of law upon rule of law.
Right.
So you can't get away from the law. So
Right.
that's why churches think he did away with the law.
Exactly,
Well, it can't
because-
be no sin in the word.
Because see, that's the whole system of Satan.
Yeah.
See, he ain't changing nothing.
Yeah.
He's just telling you,
Don't believe it.
don't believe it. You don't have to believe it. It's contrary. You don't have to believe that.
Look,
I can show you a better way.
yeah.
I can show you prosperity.
Where you don't have to deal with law.
You take law out of the equation. Therefore, take Christ out the equation.
Do as thou wilt.
And I reward you.
For you make your own laws of life.
Yeah.
Be your own God.
Right, and that's why you have that doctrine. God is inside of you first.
Yeah.
So follow your own.
Well,
You are God.
It tells you the
I
only
mean,
way
it
God
says-
gonna come in is if you keep His law.
They say you gotta believe in something. Why not believe in me?
Boy, look here. Yes, sir.
Daddy Rich.
Daddy Rich.
We see you feed
But look, not to cut you off, LC. But look, everything has law. There's laws of nature.
Yeah.
There's laws of the universe.
Right.
There's laws of gravity. There's law upon everything that moves. There must be a rule of law.
sir.
The laws of winter, summer, and spring.
Right.
The seasons know exactly how far to go because the law tells them
Right.
you can't go over into this. If you
Law of the
go,
land.
if fall goes over into winter, and we got fall weather in January, then there's something that changed the course of that. Guess what it usually is? Sin, according to Enoch, the 80th chapter, it says sin can
Yep.
get so bad it changes the course of law, because now they're doing things that disrespect the law. They may be shooting. Every time they shoot a rocket open, they bust that ozone layer up. You're shifting the course
Yeah.
of standard. That's why you got tornadoes right now. Over 800 already, and we just getting into this tornado season.
Right.
You usually won't get 800 a year. We had 800 or more already.
Yeah, they get worse and worse each year.
For sinning. Not from, that's why I say prosperity, but destruction comes when the Most High smell bad wind.
Yeah.
Just like if you smell bad wind, you don't see it. You just say somebody farted and something dead inside of it.
And your face balled
It's some
up.
bad wind
Don't you?
somewhere.
And you ball your face up
But
too.
look here, yeah, you ball
You
your
get-
face up.
You get mad.
Especially if it's on a crowded elevator.
Oh, no, nowhere to go.
What you got here, Steve?
And so like Jesus ain't there, they just showed you a picture, but he ain't in the script, they just showed you a picture, but you read the script, you don't see like Jesus in it.
Right.
Right, absolutely. Look, and he
Yeah.
ain't took out the description of Christ.
No.
The devil cannot give you a free case. The devil don't give out free cases because they'll be thrown out at judgment day. What the devil do is make you doubt God's word.
That's all he got to do is put doubt.
How you know that's the truth of God? How I know it ain't?
Right.
Why you down here? Why you ain't in heaven? That should be the next questions to the devil. But the devil know your itchy ears, and he know what your flesh want and the lust thereof.
And see,
I get
that's-
you all them women and Diddy's party if you want to go to that.
And that's what religion is set up for.
Yeah.
Is to create just enough doubt with the false appearance of righteousness.
Not only that, but to satisfy you with smooth things.
Smooth thing. Because see, everybody think it's righteousness because it says God.
Yeah.
But you don't question what God is it they worship.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you just see God, G-O-D,
Yeah.
and you automatically assume it's the God of heaven and earth.
Yeah.
Not so.
That's why when people be like, pray for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Right. Who you expect to heal you? Who you gonna get a glory and honor to?
Right.
See, and those are serious things, y'all, that we have to truly think about. And if you pray on behalf of a family member, like, say, Levi Raphael lost his son, we're praying for Levi,
Right.
for comfort and different things, because we don't know his son, we don't know what happened, but we know it's pain because a child has left before its parent.
Right.
So we have to pray for that first to give him comfort, because that's trouble. No matter, even if we pray for him, it don't remove the pain and the trouble that he has to think my child had left before I did.
Right.
What's going on? Is it me? Is it me? Did I lead him down the right path that this happened? What is it? And it's called survivor's remorse. But y'all, let's get caught up. Job 26. Going to the book of Job, chapter 26. And y'all, like we always talk about Job, Job had 3 friends. And in the last chapter of the book of Job, the 42nd chapter, those 3 friends were called out and told that they gave Job bad advice as far as why he was suffering. A lot of it is good advice. It's regular earthly advice. But when you're saying why God is punishing me, everything they said was bad advice concerning why God tests a man or put him through a trial. You know. And that was bad advice. And Job wouldn't yield to a lot of it. Some things he just didn't know because he ain't never been to the heavens. But that's when the Most High kind of gathered him. He was like, let me straighten you out first before I get to them. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the celestial of Orion? Where was you at? Where was you at when Leviathan was created and Behemoth? Where was you at? You wasn't even in your mother's womb yet. You wasn't even thought about yet. So let me run it to you straight, Job. The mind of the Lord. And look, the mind of the Lord, he answers for himself.
That's right.
If you let come out of your mouth, well, what I think God is saying, right? When you say what I think
Right.
God is saying, you thinking for the Most High now.
Right.
Boy, look here. We can't think for ourselves.
Sure.
Let's get it, Job 26.
I think you crazy.
Boy, yeah, that's what I think. Like, yeah. What you got over there, bro?
I look at the animal, but he
26.
Yeah.
I look at the animal, but he knew it's an animal, they got iron body parts.
The behemoth?
Yeah.
Well, behemoth, why? See, a lot of times, because the Most High say everything is in His creation, He has to, because we're a visual people, He has to give us something that we can look at to say His greatness is 10 times what you see as great. Like He say the sun. We can't stand the sun at 12 noon to 2 p.m. It'll blind you. It's so powerful. It heats up. It melts mountains. But He say, if you see my face, it's 10,000 times the sun in its strength. If you can't look at the sun, you need eclipse glass or whatever. How you gonna look into the face of the Lord and not be destroyed immediately? Right. So He compares behemoth, which was, as you're looking in Job 40th chapter, is like a dinosaur. A dinosaur is like 5 or 6 stories high. None of that got on the ark. None of that was before the flood. It was before earth was created in Genesis 1:1, where dinosaurs and the Neanderthal man, or you have to put them in between Adam and the first flood. And ain't nowhere we got Neanderthals. Nowhere even Enoch knew the law. I mean, Esau, not Esau, Cain. Mm-hmm. Cain and his offspring knew the law. So they just disobeyed. But what I'm talking about is bad behavior. Now, the most you can get out of that is when the angels had sex with the demon, but the flesh died. And the spirit of them moved on. Right. So unless you're calling giant flesh the offspring Neanderthal, which is mixture and mongoloid, is a possibility. But the problem is they frozen in ice. So we got to now find an ice freeze between Adam and the flood, where part of earth froze over solid. We need that. You know, when did the asteroid hit and freeze over? Or did these things happen before Adam was created? Because Genesis 1:1, 1 and 2 is coming out of a flood and destruction, where everything was wiped off of earth, and it had to be remade, and Adam refilled the earth. Yeah. That never, if it was never filled before, how you gonna refill?
Exactly.
It don't say refill a refrigerator when you get a new one in, do it?
No.
What you got, bro?
Some of the giants lived in the flood.
No, only their spirit. The flesh died. That's what Enoch 15. Yeah. And those are where we get evil spirits from. Now, demons are still something different. Evil spirits and demons are different. Evil spirits is what went to Saul. And whisper in your ear.
If evil demons are placed on wicked men.
Yeah. That's the little, like they have one on the left and one on the right. That's evil spirits. But demons are angels, fallen angels, and they will do supernatural. They'll get at you. They'll possess you. A spirit won't possess you. A spirit just will guide you to do something that you shouldn't do. And you say, I shouldn't have listened to that.
It's the influence.
It's the influence.
Yeah, when Enoch was home, when he said the Satans.
The what?
The Satans.
Enoch?
Yeah, he said the book Enoch.
He said the Satanists?
The Satans.
What is it saying?
Yes.
Unless it just means the adversaries, it's just saying multiple adversaries. That's what Satan means, adversary. Mm-hmm. So if he's saying just the adversaries, you know, and like you're saying, you call the white man the devil, but you're skipping the part of the black devil called the Egyptians that held us for 400 years, that taught the white devil how to treat us. See, when you don't hear the black devil, the Egyptian, you know why you don't hear it? Because Israel is running back to the black devil called Egyptology. They love that black devil, and they give him a pass. But who they call the white devil, who learned it from the black devil? You understand what I'm saying? They learned slavery from the black devil. That's why they dollar got the pyramid on it, and the Egyptian money don't have the Statue of Liberty on it. You understand? You cool, ALC?
Yeah, I'm trying to do.
Job 26. You all right, devil? Hold your arms up like this. Yes, sir.
Went
You
down
like
a little
that?
wrong. Starting at 1.
Yes, sir.
Job chapter 26, verse 1. But Job answered and said, how hast thou helped him that is without power.
So right here, because we always tell you how the book of Job runs. The prior chapter, somebody is speaking to Job and Job is answering. So if we look at 25, just hit me 25 and 1 lights and then we'll get back in 26. What 25 say?
Then answered Bildad, the Shuhite, and said, dominion and fear are with him. He maketh peace in his high places.
So Job is answering Bildad. So you have to be careful on the Bible. You're looking for Bildad's bad advice, you know, to Job concerning the Most High and the heavens. You just can't grab anything out of these guys and run with it.
Right.
Because in Job 42, they getting punished for certain advice they gave out. Let's get 26. Go ahead.
Well, read that on. It's only 6 verses.
You want to read on now? Okay, go ahead. 25 and 1 light.
Verse 3.
25 and 1 light.
Yeah, that's what you just did.
Oh, okay. All right.
You did 1 and 2.
Verse 3. Is there any number of his ornaments? And upon whom doth not his light arise?
So they're talking celestial now, this individual. Go ahead.
How then can man be justified with Elohim? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman?
So he's asking the question, how is it possible once you dirty up to be made clean? What's called the Holy Spirit. That will clean this dirty up. It'll clean all dirty up.
That's right.
And how we know it cleans dirty up? Because when you receive it, like the day of Pentecost that's coming up, that's offering first fruit. He say, if you want me to live inside of you, you got to clean it up.
That's right.
You can't have a dirty body and I come dwell in there. I'm not going to dwell in a dirty body. You know, I'm just not going to do it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a dirty house. If you have to wipe your feet out, wipe your feet off when you leave that house so you won't get the streets dirty, then that's a dirty house.
Yeah, you need to do something.
You need to do something. I got to wipe my feet off so I don't get the sidewalk dirty after coming out of your house. Let's get some more. Let's get some more, man.
Ooh, boy, that's rough. Verse 5.
Yeah.
Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not. Yeah, the stars are not pure in his sight.
See, so what he's trying to do is say the moon shineth not, so is he violating when they were created on the 4th day. They're a lesser light. Yes, they're a lesser light, but it was for light at night. And that show us the feast day. Because when it lights up full moon, that tells us that we're at the 15th day of the month. You understand what I'm saying? So here we seen advice, then he's asking who can do it, even the moon. Well, you ain't told a good part about that light.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Even go on to get even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less man that is a worm, and the son of man which is a worm.
See, so now they're saying that we corrupt. So he ain't even in immortality anymore. He's straight seeing it from a wicked perspective. You know, the punishment of God. Because that's the only time stars will fall or the moon get light, but it ain't about the moon breaking ranks.
Right.
It ain't about the stars, it's about evil men breaking ranks.
Right, he said the stars are not pure in his sight.
Yeah.
But everything was good that the Most High created.
The morning and the evening
so
was
this
what?
man was good.
Good.
So this man in his advice is already giving bad advice.
Yeah.
Because he's not even trusted in the workmanship of Elohim.
Right. So unless he calling angels stars and Lucifer wasn't right, but that was only a third of them.
Right.
So what about the other 2/3 of the angels that's up there? What about Gabriel and Michael?
Right.
Raphael? Are they considered that lump?
He showed not being specific
Yeah.
if he's being general.
General. Just telling you anything could crash and burn.
Right.
Come on, man. Tell us the truth. What you really did.
Right.
God ain't punishing you like that. You done did some, player. Stars break ranks. And the script say stars ain't never broke ranks.
They never broke
According
ranks.
to Jeremiah 31, he said if them ordinances break ranks, I'll destroy Israel from being a nation.
So
Jeremiah 31:31.
How would they not be pure if they obey all commands?
All commands. Look, we ain't had the winter be in summer. Like right now, it's June 1st today, right?
Yeah.
Are we expecting snow and ice?
No.
Now, something may come up. We get a storm that's off base. It may bring hail with it.
Right.
But what we need to be worried about is that hail have fire mingled with it. Then we know it's trouble.
Yeah.
When fire is burning on ice. You talking about the real icy hot. Not what George Foreman selling. The real icy hot. Let's get some more.
Chapter 26,
Yeah.
verse 1. But Job answered and said, how hast thou helped him that is without power? How savest thou the arm that hath no strength? How hast thou counseled him that hath no wisdom? And how hast thou plentifully declared the thing as it is? To whom hast thou uttered words? And whose spirit came from thee?
See, he questioning them hard now. Go ahead.
Dead things are formed from under the water, and the inhabitants thereof. Hell is naked before him, and destruction hath no cover. He stretcheth out the north over the empty place,
And that's what we read. The north is over an empty place. Go ahead.
and hangeth the earth upon nothing.
What he hangeth the earth upon?
Nothing.
See, the earth is just in, it's because earth is in outer space.
Yes.
What do you mean going to outer space? Earth is in outer space.
Yeah.
If we were able to get out and look back at the earth, earth is in outer space.
Yeah.
It ain't sitting on nothing. It gives things like it sit on a pillar. That means because it's hanging on nothing and it don't move. It don't shake. It don't do nothing. So you would think there's an invisible pillar there. Yes, it is. Go ahead.
He bindeth, verse 8.
Yeah.
He bindeth up the waters in his thick cloud, and the cloud is not rent under them. He holdeth back the face of his throne, and spreadeth his cloud upon it.
So he said the cloud is not rent, meaning there's no tearing it for rain to come through. He tears it and allows rain to come through. He did it for 40 days and 40 nights. Not only that, but the underground wells, you know, we have what spouts come underwater. That's where you get most wells. Those opened up too. So you got as much coming down
as
and the
coming
rest coming up from the ground. So 40 days and 40 nights of that. Look, we get 20 minutes of rain around here. MSD got to be called out.
Yep.
Sewers flooded.
Yep.
That's
Streets
just
are
20
flooded.
minutes. That ain't even an hour worth of rain. And I'm
40
talking
days,
about
40
40
nights.
days and 40 nights, like
Continuous.
of a downpour. I'm talking about thundering hard.
Continuous.
Look, the gutters was
Non-stop.
overflowing last Sunday. The gutters couldn't handle the water that was in them, and that just lasted 20 minutes at max. 40 days and 40 nights of a what do you call it? What's
Torrential.
Torrential downpour. Let's get some more.
Verse
10.
10.
Oh, yeah, 10, okay.
He hath compassed the waters with bounds, until the day and night come to an end.
Until when?
Day and night come to an end. The pillars of heaven tremble and are astonished at his reproof. He divided the sea with his power, and by his understanding he smiteth through the proud. By his spirit he hath garnished the heavens. His hand hath formed the crooked serpent. Lo, these are parts of his ways, but how little a portion is heard of him. But the thunder of his power, who can understand?
But the thunder of his power, who can understand? Because he said the thunder of his power is his voice. That's how he talks to mankind. That's how he get things straightened out.
Yeah.
See, you could be at a family reunion on the back porch and it's starting to rain and you just won't go in. Y'all better come on in, it's finna get rain. But when the Most High thunder, because thunder shakes a house like an earthquake. Boom, 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 and them dominoes jump off the table. Time to go in. You start wrapping it up.
Yep.
Time to go in.
He ain't playing.
He ain't playing no more. He done said go in the house. Go in the house.
But watch how your animals bow down.
Bow down when they hear it.
They get low.
I'm talking about thunder will shake a whole house. Every area of it will rattle.
And your animals will look at you like, boy,
Like,
you
boy,
ain't submitting.
You ain't submitting.
Boy, y'all hard-headed. Y'all hard-headed.
All I need is one more hand and I'm going to show them I'm the best domino player in the land. No, okay. Go ahead, Elisha. Now we're going to move to Leviticus 1, verse 1 through 11, y'all. And when it's talking about these portals, y'all, or the gate, the Most High sends his high priest through this gate that where nobody else can come through. It's the only way we have to understand who our intercessor is. They're going to come through the north gate where nobody else can go through. See, Lucifer wanted to go through the north gate as well. if we get back into some of that Enoch, a few of those previous chapters, it tells, you know, why Satan was mad as he was. He said, hold on, as beautiful as I am, I lead the choir up here, and you want me to worship a dirt man and be a servant to him? Come on, Lord.
I was prior to creation. I was before him.
I was before him, but you were created for him.
Right.
You wasn't created, he wasn't created for you. It's like the Sabbath was created for man, not man for the Sabbath.
That's right.
The Sabbath don't have to rest. Who has to rest?
We do.
So it has to create something for you so you learn how to rest and lay down.
Right.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Animals will rest. Animals will go to sleep on you.
Yeah, they will.
A donkey will tell you, I ain't doing no more work.
Right.
I ain't doing nothing else. I'm sick of you. Leviticus 1 through 11. Because y'all got to remember, everything, the whole tabernacle, everything is a mirror image of what happened in the heaven. So what Moses got, the law was the same law in heaven. It's the same law that Lucifer broke. He murdered a third of the angels. He was a co-conspirator of it and created that thought in their mindset, and they were given the death penalty. Guess who's responsible for all their death? Lucifer. They gonna get charged, but he conned them into it. They won't have an excuse that day. They asked him not pray for us. He like, no. Y'all done went past prayer help.
Right.
Y'all got the death penalty.
Right.
Is this the same, also with, there's, Ezekiel 44, the Levites from Zadok going through that gate?
You mean Ezekiel 44? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, we want to keep that, but the chief priest, the Messiah, we're going to hit them too. We got all of them right
It says
here.
the prince should come through this gate and no one else should come through the gate.
So that's what we talking about, that north gate, bro. You right on point, like. So let's just get
said
this.
Leviticus 1?
Yeah, we're going to Leviticus chapter 1, 1 through 11. And we're talking about law that was given to the substitute priest, the shadow priest, is Aaron and his son. I want y'all to get understand, we never will disrespect Aaron and Moses, ever, because they were chosen by God to receive the law. And not only that, but in the book of Jasher, you know, Levi never was a slave. Pharaoh pulled that, y'all come work, he paid them twice.
Yeah,
And then the next time he told them the check wasn't going to be there. Levi knew it. Levi said, no, this is a scam move.
Yeah,
This a
Levi,
flim-flam
no,
move.
we ain't
Levi
partaking
didn't
in
go.
this.
Levi said, nah, but they still got treated bad, but what I'm talking about ain't no account of them getting that whip on their back and different things like that. Levi escaped that. And then guess who it was who said, when Moses said, who's on the Lord's side? Levi held their hand up.
First and foremost.
First and foremost, he said, that's my inheritance right there, Levi. That's who I'll get to talk to y'all too, because they seem to be the only ones that want to listen and don't fall for the okie doke. But what happened was Levi got caught up into the world and started taking bribes. It took, it's like a judge or a prosecutor or something that, you know, go beyond the laws and they start playing judge and jury.
Right.
What you got over there, LC?
That's why Levi ain't getting no inheritance, the most popular inheritance.
Exactly. That's why he say they belong to me.
Right.
Everything I get, they get everything they get from me. So how much more the high priest of the order of Melchizedek? Let's get it. Leviticus chapter 1.
Leviticus chapter 1, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High called unto Moses and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Where did he speak to him at?
Out of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Uh-huh.
Saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, if any man of you bring an offering unto the Most High, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd, and of the flock.
Uh-huh.
If his offering be a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own voluntary will at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Most High.
Y'all see that? So the Most High say everything is free will, but you can't be forced to give a blessing. You know, you can't be forced, nobody force your hand to give up anything. You know, like, man, I'm telling you, man, that sin you committed, If I was you, I'd give that red heifer over there. Well, man, I would say, see, you can't be coaxed into giving a blessing to the Lord. It has to be from the heart. You understand? Go ahead, bro.
You just ain't cause man I'm saved.
Huh?
You just ain't cause man I'm saved.
Yeah. I mean, however it is, bro, you just can't. Right. Because you're saying I was saved. I understand that, but you can technically, if you give a blessing, like Noah came off the ark, the first thing they did was a sacrifice. There's no more sin on earth. The 8 people that are existing on earth are sin free. Why did they give a sacrifice? To show salvation. And I would say from that perspective though, bro, from the real perspective, because everybody else on earth is dead. So Lord, thank you. I'll give you this to show my appreciation, because I should be with the rest of planet earth. I should definitely be with the rest of planet earth. Let's get some more. Yes, sir. Absolutely, bro. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
And he shall put his hand upon the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him to make atonement for him. And he shall kill the bullock before the Most High, and the priest, Aaron's son, shall bring the blood and sprinkle the blood round about upon the altar that is by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall flay the burnt offering and cut it into pieces, into his pieces. And the sons of Aaron, the
sons of who?
Aaron the priest, shall put fire upon the altar and lay the wood in order upon the fire. And the priests, Aaron's sons, shall lay the parts, the head and the fat, in order upon the wood that is on the fire which is upon the altar. But his inward parts, his inwards and his legs shall be washed in water, and the priest shall burn all on the altar to be a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet Savior unto the Most High.
Because smell, like when you get into the book of Enoch, when it's talking about Adam, it says smell is linked to the soul. It says blood, the veins, and blood was made from the grass. But when you get into the Enoch 1, when it's talking about how Adam was created, it says, and the smell for the soul. It's like people say they can smell a dead person's cologne. That smell like Big Mama been in here. I can smell her cologne. You smell her cologne? You know what if it was Bootylicious cologne? You know what I'm saying? Because they have some colognes that, you know, from the dark side. You know, incense or certain things. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to remember? Yeah, Strange. And you don't want to remember her from that, do you? Smell like Strange up in here. Big Mama been around. No. So, but it's linked to the soul, and what it is talking about supernatural. When it makes you go back and see, you'll smell things a lot of times of things that did you wrong. You usually smell from that sense, and it immediately hit the soul, because that's what you had to do to get rid of that problem. It was in the soul. Once you got rid of it out of the soul, when the smell comes back again, it lets you know this was your problem for your soul. You know, like every tobacco, cocaine, or I should say the coca plant, all of those are natural herb-bearing seed, even marijuana. It's when they put chemicals on it that makes it bad. You don't smell the reefer. You don't say, Big Mama, that's Big Mama, I smell kush and ain't nobody smoking nothing. No. What you're smelling is chemicals. Even like on crack, you'll smell the 13 chemicals that's in it. You say, wait a minute, you under the sink just looking for something, you cleaning something, you like, wait a minute, I was putting that in me? It's like meth. Meth have batteries in it, melted batteries in meth. So you may smell alkaline, and you may think, no, it ain't, I'm trying to get healthy. This smell like meth acid, battery acid. They throw meth, and please don't do what they call it that won't drive people crazy in Florida. Bath salts.
Bath salt.
Bath salts will create, and what it does is it trigger your soul and see if your soul want to go back and get that again that you had no control over. See, that's when you don't have no control, when it's a certain smell and you lose it and you say, I'm powerless at this point. That's your soul is powerless. Once you get past that, you smell that and you say, that's what got me in trouble. That smell right there was bad for my soul because I had no control over my soul. I was powerless.
Dippers too, boy.
Boy, dippers too on the marijuana. It ain't the marijuana, it's dipping it in PCP.
Right.
It's actually animal tranquilizer. You dip it in there and then smoke, and they say he on that wet one.
Yeah.
And that wet one make you pull off your clothes. You know why? Because your soul is hot.
Yeah,
Butt naked,
hot,
boy.
butt naked.
That's what they call it, that butt naked. He done smoked some of that butt naked. Let's get some more. What you got, Emo?
Water.
That's why, when you say that's why we're not supposed to eat the organs of animals?
Well, no, because they're blood purified.
Yeah, and they,
We can't eat
life,
blood.
The life runs through it,
Right.
through those things. So
Liver,
we're not supposed to eat
kidneys,
those
organs.
things.
They're filters.
They're
You can't-
filters for the blood.
Right. It's like you got a fish tank and you have the filter in there. Just think about just pull that out and squeeze it over your salad.
Yeah, it's all the nastiness of that
Doo-doo
tank.
in there, it's algae in there.
Everything.
And you squeeze it over your food. But it's a purifier so you can see your fish. It makes it nice and pretty. So you can see, but you're looking at the filter, so kidneys, liver, heart, different
Yeah.
things. These are organs that filters blood through and cleanse the blood and run it through your urine. If no kidneys, you gon' that's why you have to go to dialysis if your kidneys start to fail. Because you have nothing else, your
filter to
cleaning system
clean your
is
blood.
shut down. So if you eat that, it's like a pig. A pig was our earthly trash can. No matter what you had left, we didn't have waste or republic. We would get what was called a slop jar and throw it in there with the pigs. Doo-doo could be in there because you can't kill a pig. The only way you can kill a pig, you can't even poison a pig. You have to cut its throat.
Yeah, this white guy was at work was telling me that his people down in Louisiana, to get rid of the water moccasins in the swamps, they put the pigs down in there.
Yeah,
The pigs ate up all the water moccasins.
because they can take the bite and don't even,
Yeah,
they
it
won't even phase
don't
them.
won't even affect them. So
They
the
be like-
pigs was,
Yeah.
you know, because they had a bad water moccasin issue down there.
Yeah.
Said, so they got a whole bunch of pigs, and the pigs
Yes,
ate
sir.
all the water moccasins.
Yeah, they told him we got a Mike Tyson moccasin down here in this water, pigs. He likes to bite. Straighten him out.
So them pigs ate all them water moccasins.
Huh?
So what is,
What'd you say, Steve?
Those pigs, you know,
Yes.
snakes that get them holes in the ground.
Yeah.
Those feral pigs and feral hogs, they turn up the ground.
Yeah.
Eat out of them and clean everything, so.
Clean 'em out.
They gon' root them
A
up.
pig will eat a human being. That's why a lot of killers kill people, chop them up and throw them in the pigsty.
So they eat them up with no remains.
And so when you eat pig, you eat the dirt. You eat the filth. Catfish clean the bottom of the ocean. So when you eat catfish, you're eating all the filth from the jack salmon, the tilapia, the buffalo. You're eating their doo-doo and their filth. That's what they're designed. That's why they call bottom feeders. They eat whatever on the bottom or whatever left over on the bottom. Go ahead. What you got, bro?
Mom called in the chat, that's their name, asked, what was it? Sorry about that. Is the portal that opens, is this the portal that opens in the sun? They're referring to that north gate,
Is it the portal that open to what?
to the sun.
No. See, it has it's different portals. Like I say, when we get into, if we have time to get into the earlier Enochs, when we talk about chapter 70 through 82, you have to start at chapter 70. It tells you that when the sun and moon were created, they were on a lower level than the main thing. Because look, the sun and the moon weren't created to the fourth day. But you got light from day 1 to day 3. What is that light? So it explains that never ending, that never extinguished light, day 1 through 4. So the light, the sun is coming through. That's why I say it gives prosperity, because on earth it's the closest thing to God as we'll get. But the Bible teaches you that God created the sun, so don't worship it. It's taking orders. You understand what we said? The sun is taking orders. If the sun don't come out, don't nothing grow. It's like why you have a mountain that's sloped like this. A mountain, if it's, you know how the mountain is like this? Well, you think if a tree grow out, it will grow out like this. But it grows like this. You know why? Because it reaches for the sun. You can have a plant in your house. If the window right here and the sunlight come in, the plant over here, it will go over here and say, I need that light.
Right.
It would always turn and go toward the light.
I see it all the time. They reach for the sun.
It ain't no coincidence when people are dying, they say go to the light.
Right.
It's only the light that they feel peace. If they come back here, they say it was more peace than I ever felt in the light. But if they see darkness, they want to hurry up and get back here.
But you see in Poltergeist, she said,
Boy,
don't go to
boy,
the light.
look,
Right,
don't go
right.
to the light. Yeah. Let's get it, y'all. What verse you in, Elisha?
Verse 10.
Yeah.
And if his offering be of the flocks, namely of the sheep, or of the goat, or a burnt sacrifice, he shall bring it a male without blemish.
A male without what?
Blemish.
Will you
And-
quit taking my ink pens? Give me my
Oh,
ink
that's
pens.
yours. That's yours. We got two of them over there. Yes, sir.
Because they look
Yes,
just
sir.
like
I'm
two.
like, shit, don't give away ink pen. Go ahead.
And he shall kill it on the side of the altar northward.
Oh, on the side of the altar where?
Northward. Before the Most High and the priests. Aaron's sons shall sprinkle his blood round about upon the altar.
See, it's on the northward point. So as we go into these scriptures, you're going to see where the north is more of a point that where it's the pathway to righteousness. And when we get into what Lucifer was doing, why he wanted to go that route, to get to righteousness with his wicked mindset. See, nothing conned the devil. There was no demon that told the devil, if I was you, I was trying to take the strong. He's the head. There's no head above the serpent. It was pride within him that said, you so beautiful, I think you ought to be with them. You more beautiful than the Holy Spirit. Why would he have you doing labor work? It's like Satan wanted to be a trophy wife.
Wow.
If that makes sense on the earthly level. Where we at?
We're going to be going to Deuteronomy now.
Yeah, chapter 2, verse 1 through 5.
All right, we're going to be reading in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2, and we'll read verses 1 through 5.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Most High spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days.
Hold on a second, Charlie ain't with us. We'll wait for you, Charlie.
Yes, sir.
We got to read together. You there? Chapter 2, verse...
1.
Yeah, chapter 2,
Yep,
Deuteronomy.
Chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yes, sir. We'll wait on you, bro. This class. Any question you got too, Charlie, just raise your hand and we'll, you know, we can't let nothing fly over your head. Yes, sir. I mean, even whatever we're reading, if it sounds like it, Purim, just stop us and say, hey, that was Purim. Because ain't nothing faster than Purim.
Right.
You know, I don't care what you tell an individual, man, I was moving so fast. How fast when you go, Purim, man, they like, dang, that's you, that's faster than you, same boat. Purim. Go ahead, bro.
Deuteronomy chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yep.
Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Most High spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days.
So we just surrounded Mount Seir. Go ahead.
And the Most High spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. You there, Chuck?
Yeah, hold on. Just make sure you're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make sure you're there too.
Yeah. Yeah. He just got to go up a couple pages to Deuteronomy. Look, a good thing is always the index.
No doubt.
Yeah, just put that marker in the index for him too, T-by, and then all you have to do is it just give you page numbers. Yeah. See that mark? Look, that's gonna be rough, bro. That's rough for me. See that marker right there? That red marker in that. See that red marker in the book?
Yeah.
Put that in the index section.
Oh.
And that's all he got to do is get a page number. Once he get a page number, he good. No,
I
not
got
in
that on the page
Deuteronomy.
right now. I got it
No,
on
no,
the
put it in the
Put it in the
index.
index.
Put it in the index.
Yeah, up front, so we can just go back
You
to
mean the
index.
contents?
Index, index,
The
yeah,
index
yeah,
is back,
yeah.
right?
No.
The index is, you put up in
Good front, boy.
I'm making sure.
Yeah. I'm working us like a regular mule, lady.
Walk back and forth.
Yeah, right there. So see, that always got page numbers in it.
Yes, sir.
So when we holler out a book, you can just go to the beginning. The beginning will be whatever page number is on,
Right.
and then you go up to chapter. Like you see Deuteronomy. Just show them Deuteronomy. Hold on, show them Deuteronomy. What Deuteronomy
I'll
starts?
say page 290.
So if you go to page 290, that's going to be chapter 1,
Right.
and then you just find chapter 2.
And see, right now, we on page 295 right there. That's what chapter 2 is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
No problem.
Let's get it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yeah.
Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Most High spake unto me. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Most High spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward.
Turn you which way?
Northward. And command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir.
Where they dwell?
They dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore. Meddle not with them.
Do what?
Meddle not with them. For I will not give you of their land. No, not so much as a foot breadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession.
So Mount Seir, so it said go north, because we can't take another individual's land. In Genesis 36 chapter, you'll see that Esau was given Mount Seir for his descendants. Mount Seir, or today it's called Petra.
Right.
You know, it have the rock in it, and you hear a lot of Israelites want to go and think that's part of where it's hiding in the rocks. That's Petra. That's Esau's property. You can't hide there.
And
You
actually,
can't go
it's-
there
it's
and
the
not
land
cut
of-
your
it's a
life.
burial land.
Yeah, it's a tourist attraction now, lives. But guess who else went to the desert of Mount Seir? Benjamin Carter. That's where Demona is at. Is in the desert of Mount Seir. The law say don't go there. Don't set up camp there. We did that in the wilderness, but notice how they tried to go back to the wilderness. He's trying to mimic what's happening here, but it's a total different because y'all are not on the move. Y'all ready to just settle in. And after 7 years in Demona, they thought they was gonna get Israel, and the government told them, "You ain't even supposed to be down there. What the hell you doing down there? And then you want to come up here and try to take this next? Go back to captivity where you belong, or we gonna put you in captivity over here." And that's where they been. They got like a green card over there since 1968. What you got, bud?
You know what about nuclear plant?
But yeah, by Nuke, that's Demona. That's in the desert of Mount Seir, Esau's land. That's where they used to train their soldiers at. It's actually a training facility. You know, and they had little houses and bunks. Like now, if Fort Hood closed down, and they decide, well, we got a group of Negroes we don't know what to do with, move them into Fort Hood. It's already set up. You know, it got bathrooms in there. We'll just turn them into apartments. Same thing Hugh Lyle Mitchell did when he went down to Florida. He took over a project.
Yeah,
Right.
The projects.
He
And he
killed his
moved
own
his
people.
people in there and told them that was the kingdom of God. The projects? I lived in the projects.
I did too.
That wasn't the kingdom of God, the projects we lived in.
No.
We didn't have no trouble until Pruitt-Igoe came down to the doors, Webby and Peabody.
Yeah.
But
Blue
that
Line.
was after they had got them chemicals put on them.
Yeah.
And the Pruitt-Igoe, so they had to move. So they was chemicaled out on us. So they brought that bad behavior full of chemicals down to the Doris Webby and the Peabody. And that's when it went crazy after that point.
And the Blue Mine.
And the Blue
I
Mine.
mean, they got scattered up. 'Cause
Yeah, they got scattered.
And the Cochrane.
And
The
Cotton,
Cotton, the Village,
Yeah.
Blue Mine,
All of
Peabody,
those got
Doris
infected.
Webby's,
Murphy Black.
Laclede Town.
Yeah.
All of them got infected with what was put on the Pruitt-Igoe, those chemicals that was put on it and let on them and destroyed them, and they couldn't live them. Still, they're not building in certain parts where Pruitt-Igoe used to be.
No.
They building around it, but
Right.
that land right there, that land
That
is
once-
still toxic.
Yeah, it's still toxic. Man, it's terrible.
That's why they call them the projects.
Boy, it was
It
a
was a
project.
project.
It was a project, yep.
Cabrini Green, all of them are the
Yeah.
same thing. House a group of people that we can't do nothing with and see how they maintain.
Some of them people now still having issues with their body showing that they've been exposed to radiation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Man, I remember when I was little, man, a lot of people, a lot of my friends' parents who didn't even smoke was dying from cancer.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And look, it's a wonder me and you, Lisa, or you, Ariel, anybody 55 or above ain't got certain things related back to the bug truck used to come
Right,
through
right,
the neighborhood.
right.
And we were so crazy, we
We
used
be-
to chase the bug
Yeah.
truck.
We'd be outside still playing. Man, my mom used to get in
Chase,
this house.
I'm talking about chasing the bug truck. though.
Breathing it all.
Breathing it all in. That was sport. Here come the bug
We
truck.
can hear them coming.
We can hear him coming. Zing.
And they would never tell us not to do it.
Hey, but I
Well,
was.
show didn't. Don't run in the smoke and go kill you.
Right, they'll just keep driving, look at them little black boys running in the
Boy,
smoke.
look here. Our man been supposed to been 6'2". The bug truck
Hey.
started my
No.
Okay.
Actually, it just made the bug. You actually blew that.
Well, that's the case, me too.
Let's get it,
Me three.
y'all. Psalm 48, 1 and 2. Y'all, we're going to get into next. Lucifer's want to get to the side of the north. And y'all, like I say, any Superman issue, he always have to go through them ice realms, you know, to get up there. A sea of glass and it's frozen solid, y'all. The Most High makes sure you can't get through. Because there's no movement when something is what's called, or it's on the what's called the Kelvin temperature. It's absolute zero. See, freezing starts at anything 32 and below. But 32 is still stuff can move in 32. That's why you can smell death in your freezer. Some in here dead or spoiled. How do you smell frozen? Because it ain't what's called completely, it ain't reached that Kelvin status.
Got blood in it still.
Absolutely, and it got blood, absolute zero where nothing moves. It stops in its state. Like if they were swallowing, something was swallowing,
Right.
it's right there when they dig it up, a clump of meat. That didn't kill them. It just was going through a swallowing process, and that cold hit like that and froze everything over. Pew! That fast. Pew, cold.
I would say, do it again.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms.
Yeah.
Do the Psalms.
Yeah. Psalm chapter 48 and verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Florida. You said 48?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
48.
You know about that, don't you miss it? That's fast, ain't it?
Great is the Most High, and greatly to be praised in the city of our Elohim,
Uh-huh.
in the mountain of his holiness.
In the what?
In the mountain of his holiness.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion.
Uh-huh.
On the sides of the north, the city of the great king.
And you see the word say beautiful. And so it's telling you, just same way we just read, Enoch said through the north, it's beautiful, it's pleasant. It's where prosperity come from. See, it's like trying to leapfrog all the problems that you're going to have on earth. If we just get through the north, we can get rid of all of it, but you're going to take that bad behavior with you.
Right.
It's like thinking you can have location salvation. It's like all of those that left Egypt, like Korah and Dathan and Janus and Jambres,
Right.
and even what's the boy that beating the donkey? Balaam. All of them, those were Pharaoh's advisors. They left and they were in the wilderness. See, and when they heard about Egypt being destroyed, they just want to get on the next playing field.
Right.
Team, they don't care what it is. They like, well, he was ruling in, so we just choose the side that's winning. Well, he losing now. So we'll go out into the wilderness, but don't know the Most High test you out there.
Right.
Ain't no games around there. You come correct all the time, and we gonna straighten you out here. This is a what do you call it when you've been brainwashed? deprogrammed from Egypt. We're gonna have to be deprogrammed from America, y'all, because it ain't nowhere else on like this on planet Earth. And what we're talking about is a superpower. You can talk about all them other nations powerful, but ain't no other nation pushed the button on another nation but America. And they did it twice. Not only that, but it's some islands over there, Marijuana Island, or some, not marijuana, something island. But they tested nuclear over there. They tested thermal over there. So they didn't drop thermal, but it just wasn't as inhabited for people over in those areas. But they've dropped thermal. But that hydrogen nuclear, they dropped it on Japan and knocking your socks off. And see, and they still having trouble. Children are still born in bad shape over there.
Mutilated and everything.
Yeah, birth defects, all that.
So, Brother Ben,
Yeah.
am I correct to say that America dropped the first bomb here in on us when they did the firestorm?
Oh, that was just moved. That wasn't nothing, but that was lightweight.
85.
No, that didn't do nothing but destroy a couple blocks. No, and see, yeah, and what we're talking about when it leaves lasting effects for generations.
Right.
You know, that broke us up. But what I'm talking about is nuclear where you can't breathe in, like Chernobyl over in Russia. You know, Chernobyl over in Russia, it just had a leak. In 1985, it was a leak. Do you know they say human beings still can't live there? It would take 20,000 years, and that was a leak. What are you gonna do if it hit head on? Boom! Let's get some more, y'all. We gotta get caught up. We ain't got but about a half hour.
What is it they had at Times Beach?
That was dioxin.
Dioxin,
Same
yeah.
thing, same chemicals. They couldn't nobody live there. Jefferson County over there, Times Beach, over in Arnold area, over in that area, Times Beach. Y'all look up Times Beach. It's the same as Agent Orange they dropped on there in the first in the soil. Let's get it. Well, yeah, y'all finished that 1 and 2? Okay, yeah. Let's get Psalm 75, 1 through 6.
Yep. That out there in Bridgeton.
Huh?
Out there by the landfill. They got,
Oh, yeah.
That's
dioxin or
yeah.
something?
They got
No,
something
that's
going
just a
on.
landfill.
No,
Yeah,
they got
that's right.
toxins.
They
got
had canisters. They buried
They
there.
buried over
And
there.
they leaking now.
They've been leaking.
Yeah, huh?
Then there's one in Florida.
Yeah,
they,
they buried them. Same thing with what's behind over there in Florida, that little river path.
little
that
creek,
goes through
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Creek.
yeah.
It's called a creek. I forget what it's called. Yeah, but it's leaking back into the soil. Everybody
Exactly.
moving out.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And look, they'll let
That is
people
a-
still buy houses and know that creek is leaking like that. And they still, the prices drop and plunge down. But that should be a ghost town now.
Right.
Right.
So much money involved.
Too much money involved.
Yeah. That's
Taxes.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's it.
Go ahead, 75, 1 through 6.
Psalm 75, verse 1.
Just listen up, Charlie. You can just listen up at us. We'll get at you later. Go ahead.
Unto thee, O Elohim, do we give thanks. Unto thee do we give thanks. For that thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare. When I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly.
See, because our wondrous works declare. They say everything around you show his judgment.
That's right.
Like if you never got the Bible and you see a man and you say, I like that man like a woman. Well, he say nature gonna show you different because you're gonna see a boy dog and another boy dog. And when the other boy dog smell what he ain't supposed to, that other boy dog gets busy.
It's a problem.
The same thing with the girl dogs on girl dogs. So you look at nature and you say, that ain't supposed to happen
No, they
because
don't
it
accept
can't
it.
reproduce.
Right.
They don't accept that.
So nature, there's no way for you to say we didn't have the Bible. Well, nature teaches you. It teaches you when to plant.
Yeah.
Springtime, you know to start your harvest and plant your seeds or different things, or in the fall, it tells you when you're supposed to plant certain things so that you get the crops when this season comes. You try to plant potatoes in the winter, plant potatoes in January. That's going against the law of sustaining yourself and tilling the ground. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
The earth and all the inhabitants thereof are dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it. Selah.
Say loud.
I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly. And to the wicked, lift not up the horn. Lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck.
Lift not up your horn. And what it's talking about, like you always see some things of the righteousness of the unicorn. It's technically a horse with a horn on top of his head that's rarely seen or anything. Or you look up why unicorn is in the Bible. Some say it's the rhinoceros. But you can take it how you want it, but rhinoceros in certain areas and they kind of don't line up. But a unicorn is almost like a supernatural horse, so to speak. They try to do it with Sagittarius or whatever. But it's in comparison to that. Lift up your horn. Don't lift up your horn like I'm supposed to be in the heavens. My dung don't stink. Right. Now get me there, quickly. I deserve to be up there. No, it's just like people saying, I know I'm going to heaven. No, you don't. Based on what?
Right.
So what are you saved from? See, they won't even answer and say the lake of fire. They won't even say that. They just tell you I'm saved from my carnal sins, my personal. See, I used to smoke, but I don't, and I used to drink. So if I quit certain things, I'm automatically going to the kingdom. So you're bypassing Judgment Day. That's basically what they're saying. We're going to bypass Judgment Day because I quit what was hurting me. Well, you ain't quit what you need to because you ain't quit that demonic doctrine that's allowing you to say, I know if I die today, I'm going to heaven.
Right. They're saying I can't sin it.
I can't sin no more. See, and that's exalting the horn.
And you said it with just saying that.
Come on, man.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
You know what they mean by the law done away with? You know, say where there ain't no law, ain't no sin.
Right.
What you say? Say again.
You say what they say the law ain't done is done away with.
Done away with.
Well, it never says that. That's something they make up. It
No, that's what he's saying. That's what.
They'll take Matthew 5:17. It say, I have not destroyed. It says the law and the prophets. They leave out and the prophets. I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill. He fulfilled that. He fulfilled it. What about the prophet part? Because we still got Isaiah 66, and it's talking about eating swine, which you doing. Right. Now, see, I don't worship the Bible, and that's in the Old Testament. What they got to do with the part you just read that you left out? And the prophets. What are the prophets saying about what you're saying? The prophets say that's not possible, what you're saying. He hasn't fulfilled his second coming. So are you telling me there ain't no second coming then? If you're saying he fulfilled, ain't nothing else to be fulfilled, then there can't be no second coming.
Right.
Now see, you done went too far. Because see, Pastor Leroy told me. And Pastor Leroy can't lie. Pastor Leroy can't do no evil.
That's he say.
Because he said. Go ahead, y'all. We got about 15 minutes or so.
Verse 6.
Right.
For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. You want to keep going?
No, you good. You down to 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it tells you which way they didn't come from. Which of them 3 ways?
West, north, east, or south.
Okay, so what's left?
North.
You see, that's what we're talking about. And when David understood these things, David talked about Rahab, not the harlot, but the planet that was bombarded. There used to be 9 planets, or whatever it was, till Rahab was destroyed. Mm-hmm. David talked about Rahab, not the harlot, but the planet. Let's get Isaiah 14. Now we're going to see what caused Lucifer and why he want to get to the north. Isaiah chapter 14, 1 through 13. I tell you what. Let's get Ezekiel first, and then we'll hit Isaiah. Isaiah is after the fact. Let's get Ezekiel 28, 1 through 19. And this going to tell why the devil was thrown out. And what he did, and pride got him. Nobody whispered to the devil, if I was you, I'd try to go up there. It came from within.
Right.
You know, and everybody that worship Lucifer, they teach, go within. Do what you want, man. Why you trying to obey commandments?
Right.
Well, Puffy wish he had obeyed some commandments. Because, see, he said, my mansion party ain't no room. Right. Take that.
Where he gonna get that?
Right. He getting that.
He gonna get that. Get that.
Right.
Since he like to take that. He gonna get that.
Let's get it. Ezekiel 28:1.
Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1.
The
word of the Most High came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Most High Elohim, because thine heart is lifted up.
We just read about the unicorn, didn't we? Yes. Go ahead.
And thou hast said, I am Elohim.
What did he say?
I am Elohim.
Y'all heard this? Because he, and look, anything that's immortal is a god. And I just want y'all to understand what I'm saying. Because it cannot die carnally. It has to have a supernatural death. And what that means is it still won't go to sleep in that death. It'll just be tormented. It'll have everything that death does to us. You know how worms come out of you if you open up, but you're still dead. Worms will be coming out of them while they're alive. You know, just be talking to somebody in the lake of fire, man, and then, you know, I didn't want to be here, and then a worm just come out the eye. You know,
like on them horror
and
movies.
and then one come out of the jaw of you. You like, I'm in the lake of fire. Hell is the grave. Hell is not the lake of fire. Hell is a holding spot. It's called the grave. Hell and death were cast into the lake of fire.
Oh, fat.
So we want to get that clear. Go ahead.
Because thine heart is lifted up.
What was lifted up, Elisha?
His heart.
And
thou hast said, I am Elohim. I sit in the seat of Elohim, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not Elohim. Though thou set thy heart as the heart of Elohim. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
No, wiser than who?
Daniel.
And see, Daniel was a wise man, full of wisdom. When you read all of the chapters of Daniel, it was his wisdom that saved Babylon and the king Nebuchadnezzar. He said, you wiser than him. Go ahead.
Even before that,
yes, sir.
He saved Susanna.
Yes, sir.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten those riches, and has gotten gold and silver in thy treasures.
And that's what he promotes with his wisdom is treasure.
Materialistic.
Ain't you tired of waiting? Ain't you tired of waiting on you prospering? You see if God give you something. You ought to get that stuff now. But notice how you'll get it is through unrighteousness. Right. You want to sell out Soul Brother magazine, then you need to sing like Lil Nasty X. You want the virtuous woman on this side of the coin, then you need to sing like Lil Nasty Dusty Red. And say those things and watch your paper go through the roof, cause it ain't no rap skills there.
None.
I'm telling you, I could out rap that. With a flow. It don't need no flow. All they want is a beat and the raunchiest lyrics you got.
Right.
And we want some Strange thrown in there. Do you know she has a cologne line called gonorrhea?
Oh, Lord.
STD.
Really?
Yeah.
HIV.
Yeah.
This is her perfume line.
Yeah.
If y'all look it up right now, Dirty Red's perfume line.
And then she got a
gonorrhea.
She got a lip gloss that's called. Oh, you don't even want to name it. You can't even say the name of it.
Look, I mean, how you go to the club?
It's worse than that.
I mean, like, I'm pushing up on you, girl. You got that gonorrhea on, don't you? I can smell that.
Worse than that.
How do you go to the store, Macy's, and you know, for your wedding anniversary, and you like, y'all got that
gonorrhea.
Y'all got that gonorrhea. And you whispering it low though.
Right.
You got that STD?
That STD.
It's just all.
Hell no.
They know everybody gonna get it, but they get it and endorse it.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be the turning things upside down.
That's what it's designed to do.
Okay with that later on.
With sexual transmitted diseases.
That's what it's.
Yes, sir. It's the Diddy House cologne.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jesus.
Come on.
Y'all, I know it sounds crazy, but they've done these things in songs too. They just use music
Right.
to get it over because
Yeah.
Lucifer or Satan the devil led the choir in heaven.
Yeah.
Just the way it's smooth as it
Sing,
is.
sing.
So he knows what to move the people, and bands always come out before the army. Every football game, the band come out first. It's to put you in a certain state of mind. When
Right.
we took Jericho, we had horns blown.
Yeah.
7 times around, then charge.
Before we
David
went-
has singing when
Before
he
we-
come back, he was singing, wasn't it?
Before we go to war, we
Yes,
always
sir.
had the trumpet players
Yes,
and the
sir.
singers before the army.
Got to get you in the right state of mind. Dun, 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 dun. What's after that?
I don't know.
Charge. Well, y'all know. Look, and that's just an army. When the trumpet, dun, 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 the next thing is everybody holler charge. It's the same thing with. I'm saying we're gonna move on. USC, the Trojans.
You had
When
rock.
they band come out, and I'm talking about them horns is hitting, they got the best horns in the college business. And them big drums, they be hitting like that, and they, dun, 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 and 100,000 people holler, raw. Who was raw?
Sun God.
The sun god. You got 100,000 people hollering raw, hoping we get the victory today through raw.
It's like the thing too, like when people just to get their day started, they gotta put that song.
Got to put that song on.
Yeah. And then like I didn't realize like even with the Bluetooth speakers, like most of them waterproof and all that,
Yeah.
they gotta take it to the shower.
They got to take it to the shower with you
Just
too,
to get that
boy.
going. You know what I'm saying?
So you listening to your song in the shower.
Yeah.
And that hype you up for when you come out the shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna fix some things if I hit that song and listen to it. No, that's Viagra to do that. The song ain't gonna do that. It's just gonna get your mind in the mood. Go ahead, bro. What's
There's so many people got unks on them. I've seen them now, I've seen a whole bunch of, you got them unks tattooed on them.
yeah?
Yeah.
And all seen I've seen all.
Well, look, we got tattoos of Chinese writing on your neck. Some things just a custom of the people. Some things are just vain following. It's worthless following. If you ask them what does that mean, don't you know that mean he the one likes dog meat? If you had that Chinese tattoo on it, you like, no, I didn't know that. Well, you didn't ask, and just let them put it on.
I had this.
You had that.
No, I had a necklace, a charm, and I went, the neighborhood rice house. Y'all call
Yeah.
it Chinaman.
Yeah.
And she said something like, what if that means you're a piece of? And I was looking at her like, hey. what
And I
am
don't know
saying?
what it
Nobody
is.
say
Right.
that.
You quit, and you standing there, chest stuck out. You was ready to leave your order.
Yeah.
Let's finish this up, y'all. We got to finish these last two. We gonna close out. Go ahead, Elijah.
Oh man, where am I?
You had verse 5.
5. By thy great wisdom and
By
by
thy
thy
what?
great wisdom
Uh-huh.
and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
See, the heart was lifted up by his great wisdom, because wisdom is always considered riches. A man with $1 million and a fool gonna be what? A fool in his money soon what? But if you ain't got no money and you got wisdom, you could turn nothing into something.
Yes, sir.
Let's get some more.
Therefore, thus saith the Most High Elohim, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of Elohim.
What has he done?
Set his heart as the heart of Elohim.
And that's what happened to Pharaoh when it says he hardened Pharaoh's heart. He didn't make Pharaoh go against him. And like some people think, see, your God wouldn't even let him repent. No, that ain't what hardened heart means. What it means is a hardened heart is you got advisors that tell you, man, your dung don't stink.
Right.
You Pharaoh. That's what his advisors were doing. Man, we don't care nothing about that God and Moses. Them niggas used to be slaves.
Right.
You Pharaoh. Yeah, you right, I am Pharaoh. But
You bigger than Harold Washington, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But when you go to Exodus 7, 1 and 2, he told Moses, he said, I'm going to make you a God to Pharaoh. I'm going to make you God on earth. And then the people going to see Pharaoh ain't nothing but a foot soldier.
Right.
I'm going to make it. That's what hardened his heart. Because they was at him about Moses.
Yeah.
He ain't no God. He used to be a slave boy. Let's get some more. Verse 7.
7. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nation, And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom. And they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit. And thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayed thee, I am God?
Well, you gonna say it then? Go ahead.
But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee.
So just like we got individuals now claiming they God, but they in the penitentiary now, and they dying like men.
Right.
They can't stay out of the funeral home.
They can't get out of jail.
Can't get out of jail. You a God?
Right.
You can't walk through them balls.
Man.
Is polite being polite?
But
in jail?
boy, he's being polite.
He's being real polite, ain't he?
Yeah. Got his shirt tied in the knot.
Boy, whole life.
Above his name.
Yeah, yes, sir. Boy, he probably saying you ugly black, all three of y'all up there, and plus 2 by it. Go ahead. Verse 10. Your verse,
12.
where you at? 10.
Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers. For I have spoken it, saith the Most High Elohim. Moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Most High thy Elohim, Thou sealest up the sun, full of wisdom, and perfect in beauty.
Perfect in beauty. Thou sealest up the sun, full of wisdom, perfect in beauty. But it says, Son of man, take up the Lamentations. So when we read Lamentations chapter 4 and 5, those are the Lamentations of Israel. So when you take up the Lamentation, you'll see why we failed in Lamentations chapter 4 and 5. You'll see our Lamentations, where a woman was so precious, it said the sole of her foot shouldn't even touch the ground. That don't mean she was floating in the air.
No.
Right.
You know, just up in the air. That'd be witchcraft. That'd be bewitched.
That was just like,
That
you know,
was
when a man lay down his coat so
Yeah.
that she could walk over muddy
Yes, sir.
waters and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Let's get some more.
She deserved the best of the best. Where am I, 13?
Yeah.
13. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of Elohim.
See, so we know it ain't talking about the king of Tyre because he wasn't in the Garden of Eden.
Right.
See, it's just saying who is the king of the king that's running planet Earth.
It's a comparison.
See, Lucifer, that's what he tried to tell the Messiah in Matthew 4. He said, I'll give you all the kingdoms. And showed them in a moment's time. You want to run America? You want to run Rome at its highest? You want to run Russia? Then bow down to me. I control all these because your father gave them to me. I run planet Earth now. I give out the kingdoms of Earth. You want? He like, look, player. This my stuff. You can't give me my stuff. You gonna give me my stuff?
Crazy.
You crazy? Yeah. I know what you're finna say, Elijah, and it's related to a bat. Go ahead, Elijah.
Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of Elohim. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardius.
The sardis, a precious stone. Go ahead.
Topaz.
Yeah.
And the diamond.
And the diamond. Don't we look? He jarred out up there. Go ahead.
The beryl.
The beryl.
The onyx. And the jasper. The sapphire.
Right.
The emerald. And the carbuncle. And gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes.
Talking about his vocal cords, his pipes. Go ahead. Don't we say, boy, he got some pipes on.
He got some
boy.
pipes
Go
on.
ahead.
Was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created.
In the day that thou was what?
Created.
See, so let me just expound on it. All of those emeralds, those are things compared to, like when they talk about in Revelation 4, it say, and I saw an emerald around the throne, you know, and we try to think that it says the brilliance of it. It's not saying that green or the colors there, and you trying to make that fit the Most High description. He just said, no, in its brilliance. He wants you to look at it from a perspective of what y'all call brilliance. It's way greater than that. Like how if you ain't got diamonds, you know, if somebody say, well, that's a zirconia, why does that create a problem? Because it's not a real diamond. You understand what I'm saying? No matter how big it is, no matter how it look, they got even factory made diamonds now.
Right.
So, but they're not the real deal. Right. So when he compares any of these things on earth, he's just comparing it because it's the closest thing we can get to in splendor and brilliance that the Most High say, but I made those things in the earth.
Right.
So don't look at them above me.
Right.
You got some diamonds on, Austin Lane still will bury you in them diamonds.
Yep.
Right.
And come back and get
You still will die with them diamonds. So it only tell you about brilliance. Like when it talks about the color of people, it says they were as the color of the tents of Kedar. Just go look up tents of Kedar, and when you see the color of them, you say, oh, he was dark as that. But it's never, or you can use those because you'll run into trouble playing the color game.
Right.
Because it's only comparison to the greatest majesty and omnipotent, I should say, power that ever existed, self-existing on earth, that you can't compare nothing to him. You can't compare the sun to him or nothing.
Nothing.
Too bad you looking like somebody asking a strange questions, like, you know, can you wear house shoes in an apartment?
His head balled up like a monkey.
Ain't it?
boy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decipher what they saying. I don't even want to read.
Well, let's keep reading till you figure it out. Go ahead. What you got?
You see that
The
over
people
there?
that ask questions like, who made God, they don't have no faith at all.
Well, I mean, it's a question that has to be asked because he said, I'm not going to show you my face. I'm not going to show you this because if you have to see my face and that'll make you do right, then nothing else, everything else I'm giving you is to make you see my face. When you see the Messiah, he never did wrong. So you see him in me. He came from me. So you see me. You just won't accept it. You got to see it. Well, we know after seeing the Red Sea split, that didn't do nothing for us. After quail and manna bread, that didn't do nothing for us. We're going to go right back to trouble. No matter what happened, we right back to trouble. Every salvation, we right back into trouble. Why? Because we ain't satisfied.
That crossed my mind. I couldn't ask myself to ask that question, because I just automatically believe, that I know he right.
Well, and you have to because you know it ain't came from evolution.
Right. So
And once you understand the commandments, you understand that yes, he exists. And I understand why he don't want me to see it because I make a graven image of it. We make him of his son. We make him of angels. We make him under water. If we make an image of God, then we'll have it at the pawn shop. And then be trying to sell the ticket, dog. I'm telling you.
This is it.
I pawned it for 1,000, but I'm gonna give you the ticket for 500. But you gonna be able to make some money out of the image of God. Here, the pawn ticket. That's what we'll do.
And won't nobody follow his word.
Oh boy, look here.
No, I'm gonna make mockery and merchandise.
Let's get these y'all and close on out. You at verse 14.
14.
Yeah.
Thou art the anointed cherub that covered.
So we know that when the King of Tyrus, he wasn't no anointed cherub. We're talking about an anointed cherub, the high-ranking angel. Cherubs covered. Those are cherubs right here. That's covering the mercy seat of the Ark of the Covenant. Those are cherubs. Those were what Lucifer was, a high-ranking cherub. Go ahead.
And I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of Elohim. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways.
What was he?
Perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee.
Till iniquity was found in thee. Go ahead.
By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence.
With what?
Violence. And thou hast sinned.
What hast thou done?
Sinned. Therefore, I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of Elohim, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty.
What lifted up his heart?
Beauty.
See, he made what you would consider beauty look like something way off abnormal. That's why the Messiah didn't come like that. The Messiah wasn't ugly. He just came as a plain man, where you wouldn't worship him because of his beauty, because that's the first thing Eve saw. Beauty. He didn't lose any of his intelligence or anything. He didn't lose his priesthood. He like, girl, you better look at me. What you think he don't want you to know that I know? Girl, look at me. I'm a high priest. I got all the wisdom. Go ahead, Lice.
A lot of men and women are overthrown by the beauty of the opposite sex.
Boy, look here. And it's always the young women get caught up with the pretty boy. Turn her life upside down because she's looking at him more than she's looking at herself. Beauty, it says beauty is for the woman. When it talks about a man beauty, that's an extraordinary, like it talk about David's son Absalom. In 2 Samuel it say from the sole of his foot to the top of his head, the crown of his head, there was no individual on earth as beautiful or as a man, and they use the word comely. So I should change that. That's like saying handsome, as Absalom was. It was some handsome men, but Absalom was the standard bearer. That they would kind of base things on. But that beauty caused him to fall too. So what we're saying is, once beauty start going to a man, is that's why they always put, like I say, a beautiful, or what they would say, somebody that have you looking at their outer cup and that lures you in, like Hulan Mitchell, Yahweh ben Yahweh. He's on film telling, ain't I'm fine, y'all? And the women hollering, some men too clapping louder, and ain't these eyes crazy? No, the script say he's got red eyes full of indignation and the wrath of his terror on the earth. If you call them crazy eyes, what you talking about is green. The Bible ain't said no green eyes. No. And they holler, yeah, and then they holler, yeah, you fine. But that's what they want. Even the new dude they got, head look like a question mark. You know that new turtle head dude they got.
That nigga look like he wear a lot of makeup too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What's his new name? Yahweh the dude. All the entertainers worshiping them now.
Yeah, I saw him.
Some Yahweh
dude.
Yahweh call himself the Holy Spirit, Yahweh something.
No, he got a turtle head. He
likes
skin.
And the nigga,
She one of his said the entertainer follow him. Y'all see him.
That nigga is dumber than us.
Boy, and y'all see him, but what I'm saying is what flocks after them, that's how they get you to chase through beauty. And you get caught up, you get fascinated like Eve, and it become a tree one to be desired. Right. If I could be with him, if I could just be with handsome him and not regular my husband. Just handsome him and not regular my husband.
Not regular my husband.
Well, you got a problem already starting off the bat because he ain't sharing the mirror.
Right.
Heifer, you better get out the way. This for me.
What?
Go down there and look in that skillet. It'll show your reflection. But this mirror is for me. Heifer. That's why the pimp looks better than his whores on the corner. His hair is made up better. He's dressed better. He's saying, look, woman, I'm not after your beauty. You a work piece for me.
I can't kick him out.
I'm the handsome. I'm the one that you came to desire to, and I talk you into selling your body for free because of my beauty. You doing that? I'm looking like you. I got rollers in my hair. I got fancy frilly clothes on.
We got pedicures and manicures.
The nails done and the whole nine. I'm talking about the whole nine to look prettier than she is.
Y'all wasn't even tripping off this cat in the chat.
What'd he say?
That even back and forth, him and Two been talking, but then this guy put in here, I am the return, my friend.
That's that dude, man. Get him out of there. See, you the return. Well, you do this. Look, all we care about is this. If you the return and cause a problem,
that nigga needs to return around. Nigga, turn your ass around and get the hell up out of here.
That's the deal. We don't care nothing about all that keyboard warrior talk. Go to Joe Biden's front door and tell him to let the people go. I'm who you are. Telling us don't mean nothing. Go to the power of this nation and tell them.
Return your ass back to Washington, D.C., nigga.
That's what we'll know is when you go to the head of a powerhouse. Ain't nothing we got but a few pop guns around here and half of us done shot all our bullets up on New Year's Eve.
Right.
Half of us done shot our bullets up on New Year's Eve. What we gonna do with the powerhouse? Go to the powerhouse and knock on the door. Say, I'm here for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I got something to tell them. What you telling us for?
Right.
And you on a borrowed platform like us. You ain't even on your own network and you talking, I am he. You ain't nothing.
But there's always a nigga, you never, they got the money, they wouldn't even say that.
You sure right. Always Israel, a Sodish people.
Always, man.
Let's finish this up, y'all. We got this one more. We got to get on out of here. We got 10 minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
We hold one question too.
Okay, what's the question?
Yeah, Akshakriya.
What'd he say?
It says, Shalom, God's warrior. Shalom, family. One love question. When Cain killed Abel, how did Adam know to bury the body back in the ground? Who taught him that?
He got all of the commandments at the beginning. He told them everything. See, that's what I'm saying. People think the commandments started at Mount Sinai. The commandments started with Adam. He named every animal. If you get the law at Mount Sinai don't name the animals. It tells you what animals to do, but where they get the names from. Adam named everything. He named the sheep, so in Leviticus, Aaron then would know what a sheep is by what Adam knows. And to say you broke the commandment, look, how did we know Cain was a murderer?
Right. It had to be a law of killing.
It had to be a law of unrighteous killing.
Right.
To lay in wait and kill a man.
And then he withdrew himself and then lied about it.
Yeah.
He had to know
And
all these things beforehand.
So what we're talking about, Adam taught his children because Adam was taught. That's why the Most High asked him when the punishment came down. Yeah, the woman, he said, but what did I tell you?
Exactly.
You gonna hide your transgression in your bones, you gonna blame her? But what did I tell you? Why wouldn't she listen to you first? Or did you listen to her?
And not only that, before the murder act, they did sacrifices.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did Abel know to bring the first fruits?
That's right. See, because his daddy instructed him.
But even Cain knew to sacrifice.
Yes, he did.
Just brought inferior fruit.
He just said, I'm not going to do what you say. Just like we just read the laws about the priest. And to say the lamb must be of a 1-year-old male, unblemished. It's like people say, man, I ain't giving up my best lamb. Give me that one that's out there, man, that think he a dog. He keep going over there with the dogs. You know, like they see a duck with chickens or something. He don't know who he is. He think he a chicken or whatever. That's inferior. I'm not going to give him my best. And that's where it came from. But yes, Adam was given the commandments. There's a difference. Keep my what?
Commandments and live.
Commandments are laws. He commands you and is wrote down as a law to prevent you from failing. So commandments was at the beginning. Ain't nothing changed. Look, Lucifer was in the garden. He was thrown out for what? Breaking what?
The law.
Breaking the law. So it was in the heavens. It's the same law. Let's finish this out, y'all. Where you at? Verse what? You in
18.
You got one more verse. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm going to hit 17 again.
Okay.
Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness.
See, and that's why Lucifer, he's the morning star. But the Messiah is called the bright and morning star. It's a difference. So Lucifer, think about his brightness is greater than his creator. Go ahead.
I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee. And I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee.
So since wickedness came out of you, wickedness gonna come out of you to destroy you. A fire gonna get you on the inside of your belly. What did that, and it's gonna destroy you from the inside out. See, the beauty done got you in trouble, so I'm going to do that in front of everybody to let them know you ain't God. And first I'm going to start with your son you call the Antichrist, because I'm going to destroy him with the brightness of my coming in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm going to get your son, and I'm going to throw him and his false prophet in there, and then you going to join your son. What else to say?
All they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more.
Never shall thou be any more. You're going to be a terror. That's what you're going to be. People going to look at you and say, man, that's the devil. That's who I was worshiping. Yes. That's who you was worshiping. And Lucifer had on a breastplate. That's what y'all have to understand. He was a high priest. He had on a breastplate. Those stones that there mentioned that was in his breastplate. That's what got Eve a tree one to be desired. She like, he a king. And he come from the heavens, my man from earth.
Right.
Right.
My man too nice. This started in the garden, y'all. This ain't just started today.
Right, right.
My man too nice. I want that bad boy.
I want a bad boy.
I like that bad boy, that pretty bad boy. I want that Terrence Howard. I want that what's that movie he was in?
Hustle and
Hustle and Flow. I want the hustle and flow. So Leroy, that grease was permanent on him. No, all he had to do was wash it off. He just wasn't born with grease on the side of his cheeks. He a grease monkey. No, okay.
Or to get that grease from under the nail.
Right. Yes, it is, boy. Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro. Shows a working man, though.
Yeah.
When a man looking at his fingernails and popping them like a woman, no.
Right.
Hell no. And he got on her clothes. He like her clothes.
Niggas hands soft as palm.
Boy, look here. I'm talking about cottony soft. He'll slap you and swear, who woke the baby up? Go ahead, what you got, bro?
This he who weakened the nation.
Yeah, this is where we going, next 14. We finished that Elijah get verse 19?
Yeah, I already did.
All these to know this. Okay, let's get Isaiah 14, y'all. We're going to close out.
Yeah, they should narrowly look upon thee.
The devil going to be made manifest just like the Messiah was. And when you see him, when he look like he about the size of Prince with some butt-out jeans on.
Butt-out jeans. No.
Right.
I'm say don't do that. Yeah, go ahead. Isaiah 14, y'all. Let's get it. We're going to close on out.
I don't get it, Lion.
Isaiah 14:1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob.
What he going to do?
Have mercy on Jacob.
Yes, sir.
And will yet choose Israel. And set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
What happened, boy? What's over there?
That's script.
Oh, the script got black. Okay, boy, we didn't know. We finna say, man, tell us. You hee-hawing fool, ain't it, over there, boy? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the people should take.
He was hee-hawing like somebody that slip on ice and you holding it till they say I'm okay. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
And the people should take them
and
bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
Yes, sir.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Most High have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Yes, sir.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
And let me just say this, like Ezekiel 31, when you get into Isaiah 31, what is it about the cedar trees? Is it Isaiah 31 or Ezekiel 31? Well, it compares men to trees.
Yeah.
And it says the cedar is the highest tree. So once again, he give us, like Pharaoh, he said, you like the cedar tree. You're higher than everything else on earth, but that's on earth. Up in the heavens, you a midget. I'm talking about if you was 10 feet tall, you'd be considered short in the heavens. Let's get some more.
I guess is
Verse 8, you had.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Uh-oh.
It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Yeah.
Or thou become like unto us?
Yeah.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave,
Uh-huh.
and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Right.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Uh-huh.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
Uh-huh.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
Where you gonna ascend to?
Heaven.
See, if he's already up there, where he going? Unless he ain't all the way up there.
Right.
Go ahead.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim.
Uh-huh.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, in the sides of the north.
In the sides of where?
The north.
Uh-huh.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
What he say he gonna be like?
The Most High.
Uh-huh.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Uh-huh.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms?
Uh-huh.
That made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof? That opened not the house of his prison?
That's the devil. Because he keep you locked in prison.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Uh-huh.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch,
Uh-huh.
and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit,
Uh-huh.
as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial,
Uh-huh.
because thou hast destroyed thy land, and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Uh-huh. So we can hold her, y'all read the rest of that, but I got Ezekiel 44. Let me just look at that real 2 through 4. I just want to see that because the east gate is once again. Did we have that one in Revelation 2 by the gate? The north gate?
If I'm not mistaken, yes, sir. It's the second witness to that, Ezekiel 48.
Ezekiel 48, and also that 44 was talking
Yeah.
about them coming through that.
44, 2
through that
to
gate.
4. So y'all, this homework, y'all. Ezekiel 40, and then you want to go 35 through 44, and then you want to go Ezekiel 44 verses 1 through 4, 47 and 2, and then Revelation 21 and 3. Did I say Ezekiel 48, 31?
I don't think
Ezekiel 48, 31 will match up with Revelation 21 and 3. And what we're talking about is that gate, that everything still has to go accordingly. You can't alter heavenly things to fit the earth. It don't work that way.
What was that Revelation?
Revelation 21, 1 through 3. Also, all of Revelation 22 will say the same thing. Y'all, we hope they got some good understanding on the north, but what y'all definitely need to do to really understand those gates and doors and portals, you have to read Enoch chapter 70 through the 82nd chapter. Deals with the heavenly luminaries, and also Job 38. Where Job was he questioned Job on certain things about the luminaries, the celestial realm, where the Messiah come from, where Lucifer wanted to get to. Why would you make me this beautiful to serve me?
What was that homework again, Daniel?
That homework was Ezekiel 40, 35 through 44, verse 35 through 44. Ezekiel 44, 1 through 4. 47, Ezekiel 1 and 2, verse 1 and 2. Ezekiel 48, and you can kind of pick that up out in verse 31 or move it back before. And Revelation 21 on down, also Revelation 22 will talk about those gates, those 12 pearly gates. There's gates on the north, you know, that's given out in Ezekiel 48, you know, and the 3 gates on the north side. So y'all have to understand those things, that the Messiah is going to come through those gates. You know, yeah, Levi will be a priest there because he's in the inheritance of the Lord, but he little priest.
He still can't come through the
No,
gate that
he
Christ
like,
comes through.
right, he like Abraham. Abraham ain't got no gate. Well, let me ask you this, what tribe is Abraham from?
Right.
Right, ooh.
What tribe is Isaac from? So what gate they get to go through?
Whichever one
Yeah,
they want to.
whichever one they want to go through. Because Abraham paid tithes in who?
Levi,
And he was after the order of who?
Melchizedek.
Y'all understand? Melchizedek trumps Levi because Levi is the shadow or the schoolmaster. It's your training. Melchizedek is your graduation. It'll show if you've been paying attention in class. If not, you just have your name on the paper, Willie Johnson, and that's it.
Right.
And you actually turn it in. Do they get credits for your name?
No,
Okay. All right. Let's close out, y'all.
you'll see it on your report card.
Yes, sir. He only knew his name, and he signed it Man Johnson. What do you want to do? You got to go to the bathroom? No. Oh, okay. I was going to say we're going to pray, and then we're going to close out, Mr. Charlie.
All right, family. We're going to get this closing prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission. And it's in the name of His only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know Him as Jesus the Christ, family. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms.
Read.
In the 64th chapter,
Yes, sir.
it reads, Hear my voice, O Yahweh,
Yes, sir.
in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked,
Yes, sir.
from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity,
Yes, sir.
who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows,
Yes.
even bitter words.
Yes, sir.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Yes.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
Yes, sir.
They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But Yah shall shoot at them with an arrow.
Uh-oh.
Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh. For they shall wisely consider of his doing.
Yeah.
The righteous shall be glad in the Most High.
Yes, sir.
And shall trust in him.
Yes.
And all the upright in heart shall glory. Hallelujah! Say God!
Y'all got a chuckle or two, y'all. We greatly appreciate it. All praises to the Most High, y'all.
Oh, yeah, I've been laughing at you with that loose leaf Bible.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that loose leaf Bible. Yes, sir. Thank y'all for all y'all do for the ministry and the radio station, y'all. Thank y'all, fam, so much. Couldn't do it without y'all support and help. And the prayers that y'all offer up that we may continue to spread this word and this gospel of Messiah.
All praise.
All praise, hallelujah.
Loose leaf Bible.
Well, yeah.
Check out what it is.